600 4000. ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
Lisi. The Raiders today, the first NFL team to report for a full training camp. Some big changes for Vegas this year. New coach Josh McDaniels and receiver Davante Adams acquired from the Packers. Vegas is the right spot, certainly for Adams, believes ESPN's Ryan Clark.
When the Green Bay Packers stepped on the field and Davante Adams was out there, he had to do it all. Had to win every one-on-one. Had to be the guy to make the huge play. Hunter Renfrow is a dog. Darren Waller is a dog. And so when you look at this offense in totality, it's better than the offense in Green Bay. Yes, there's no Aaron Rodgers, but there's a very capable quarterback.
That quarterback, Derek Carr. NBA Hornets restricted free agent Miles Bridges pleaded not guilty to felony domestic violence charges during his arraignment today. Bridges is accused of assaulting his girlfriend in front of their 2 children last month. Texas A&M standout receiver Anaya Smith suspended after his arrest early this morning on charges of DWI, unlawful carrying of a weapon, and marijuana possession. He and a passenger in the car Smith was driving denied ownership of the gun or the marijuana.
The new Venture X card from Capital One. Earn 10x miles on hotels and rental cars and 5x miles on flights when you book through Capital One Travel, plus 2x miles on all other purchases. Capital One. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine Studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau.
Hey, what's happening? We're live in Conyers, Georgia, here on Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, here on a Wednesday edition of Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. You know what I found out in Conyers, Georgia, Casey?
Peanuts?
Food is really good. No, it's got nothing to do with peanuts this time. It's there's a place called Nana's Chicken and Waffles.
Well, that sounds fire.
And I might start driving up here like every month just to eat there.
Really? Is that good?
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm whispering. I know why you are. I don't know why I am.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at a ballpark. I'm down the right field line. Am I kind of sound like my golf voice is on?
A little bit. I don't know why I was doing it.
Projection voice.
I'm back now. I'm back for the chicken and the waffles.
Yell for me.
Yeah.
Yell for me. Bring us some energy.
Sounds exciting.
But anyway, sometimes you eat stuff and it's just like, my goodness, that was really good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not a picky eater, so, like, everything tastes good to me.
Sure.
But then, like, once in a while, you just eat. I had, like, this Creole omelet. So it was, like, shrimp and crawfish, like, in an omelet. Think about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
You're not digging it?
I'm not sure.
Are you not a seafood guy?
No, like, I'm fine with shrimp. Like, I could eat it. I'm just not sure. Like, I've never considered those, like, shrimp being inside of eggs. Like, I've never once considered that until right now. That's why. But when you said chicken and waffles, I kind of thought you'd be like, I had the chicken and waffles, not I had shrimp and eggs, you know?
Yeah, well, Ty got the chicken and waffles. So we could try a couple things, and it was very good. Yeah. And I had some. But they had, like, you could put, like, banana pudding on the waffles with the chicken and waffles. You could put, like, cinnamon roll kind of stuff. I mean, it was good. The only thing I missed out on, really, why I'd like to go back, I'm a big banana bread fan. You like banana bread?
Not really. It has fruit in it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you can't taste it doesn't seem like fruit. It's bread, man. Anyway, I like banana bread, right? Okay. Some people like a pumpkin bread or maybe it's like a lemon loaf or something like that, right? I'm a big banana bread guy. And I saw in there, they're like, oh, Nana's banana bread. And obviously it's homemade.
Sure.
Well, they were out of it. Nana didn't make it today.
Nana!
Yeah.
Why?
And so it's also got like some drizzle, something on or other. It's like, now I want to go back and just get the banana bread. So, anyway.
Amanda makes banana bread, by the way.
I love banana bread. We make it. But anyway, so if you're up in Conyers, Georgia, then I think you should maybe try Nana's Chicken and Waffles.
And get the banana bread, since Brett couldn't get it.
You know what the other thing about that place? I said to Ty, I was like, why isn't like Drivers, what is that called? Drivers Dine-In?
Diners,
dives?
drive-ins, and dives, yeah.
Yeah. That's like me getting like KJM correct on the show.
Literally.
Yeah. I don't know which D goes first, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, it's like, this is the perfect place for this. Like, how hasn't this guy been here before?
This guy.
And,
yep.
you know, Fieri. What's his name?
Guy Fieri. Yep.
This guy.
This guy. Yeah, I get it.
And so anyway, I'll give you one more thing, okay, on Conyers, where I am, Georgia.
All
Tyler
right.
Austin, Major League Baseball player from here.
Uh-huh.
Jill Arrington, remember her? CBS Sports.
Okay.
Do you remember a pitcher by the name of Billy Buckner? Not the Bill Buckner,
yes.
first base.
Actually, I do.
Well, he's from here, apparently.
Okay.
And so we got, what other names do we have from here? Let's see. Let me look. How about Dakota Fanning?
Like the Dakota Fanning?
I think that's the Dakota Fanning.
I know
Big
Dakota
time
Fanning.
actress, right? Does she have does it as Elle Fanning?
Elle would be her sister, yeah.
Like, she famous too?
Yeah.
Oh, it's like Elle. Dakota's way bigger than Elle, though, right?
I don't know. I think it's relatively close now. Elle Fanning's bigger right now, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dakota Fanning was big. I remember Dakota Fanning. She was in Twilight. That's why I remember her.
Okay.
You ever seen Twilight?
No.
It's about vampires and such.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know it. I think I've heard of it and know what it's about. I've never seen it.
Yeah,
not a
ask Kaylee.
vampire
She
guy.
knows about it.
Okay, I'm going to give you a couple more, by the way. Grady Jarrett, NFL player for the Falcons.
All
Ben
of
Jones.
these people are from Conyers, Georgia?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's a long list. I'm not. You probably would know more than me. Like, I'm not even getting them all in here. But I think you'll know these. These don't do much for me at all, but you probably do. Ben Jones, Crazy Cooter Davenport, and the Dukes of Hazzard. And did you know he's a politician now as well?
I did not.
And DeForest Kelly, Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy of Star Trek, the original series.
More Star Wars, but sure. I know who you're talking about.
Oh, in Star Wars as well?
No, I'm saying I like Star Wars more, I know who you're
I
talking
see.
about.
So
Bro.
there you go. There's your little history. Oh, Jeff Collins, football coach at Georgia Tech.
That's
From
wild.
Conyers.
I can't.
And there's more, but there's like a whole list. So it also got me thinking, what do we have to do to get on the list of like your hometown, Palmetto, right?
Not much.
If we put like Rumford, Rhode Island, maybe I just go in and put my name on the list.
Like literally all we have to do to get on the Palmetto list is make the actual Wikipedia page, because I'm sure there's not one. So if we make the Wikipedia page, we can put me on there. And then, I don't know about Rumford, but it sounds like it's a similar thing. By the way, Akil Badu plays for the Tigers, also from wherever you are.
Conyers?
Yeah.
Over the years, I feel like I've seen a lot of Georgia, which would make sense. We're from Georgia Bulldogs, we're about an hour away. And so, but I think like guys that we did stories on or big-time players, and they're not on this list because maybe they didn't go to the NFL or something, but I bet there's been some really good Georgia Bulldogs from Conyers, Georgia. I just feel like I've seen that over the years, like when we're talking about X-player, and none come to mind right away, but I wouldn't be surprised given it's the fact that it's right down the road. It is amazing how much you can drive around Atlanta and technically kind of still be in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's massive. It's a lot of area and places to go.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's just amazing. So anyway, we continue to do that. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz here on a Wednesday edition of Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Jacksonville Giants, our celebration of local sports.
We hooping.
What's that?
We're hooping.
We're hooping. Yeah, we're hooping today with the Jacksonville Giants, and really like the most successful franchise, I mean, maybe in Jacksonville history from a championship perspective.
They do stay winning.
They do.
Yeah.
They really do. I mean, they're very relevant in the ABA and always have a very good team. So we'll talk to coach and player, or maybe even two, about the Jacksonville Giants coming up on the show later today. But we kind of get back to normal sports talk after yesterday's baseball celebration show, which you can certainly find on the podcast, and into Action Sports Jacks OT last night, where Casey played and talked to even a couple more guys. And then tomorrow we've got our 2022 Jags preview show, where you'll hear our interviews over the last couple of months with some players like Trevor Lawrence, so one-on-one with him. I think it's the only one that's been done here in town.
Yeah, it is.
So you'll get that, and you get a guy like Andre Sisco and also Travis Etienne leading into the season. So if you missed any of those over the last couple of months when we've caught up to them, we're going to check in with those guys and also talk position by position the Jacksonville Jaguars. So therefore, I'm not going to go position by position yet here today. I will obviously be talking about training camp coming up on Monday for the Jags. I always wonder about this. I used to ask Austin about it. Like, when you get to this stage of the summer and you only have a couple more days left before it's go time, like in your mind as a player, is it already go time? because you want to be ready and hit the ground running, or are you like, I am going to enjoy these last few days because it's not over and it's about to be a grind? Like at any level, really, you could say that, like from high school to college and especially in the NFL where it's your job. So I kind of wonder that, Casey. I wonder if these guys like one last big dinner, let's go out and have a good time one more time. Let's go on a little mini vacation for the next couple of days. Yet I got to believe the way these guys operate, they're probably like already getting locked in for the 2022 season because on one hand, Doug Peterson's been very good to them, and he gave them mandatory minicamp off, and he also could have even brought the team back earlier for camp, given the Pro Football Hall of Fame game and everything else. And so he's been very good to the team, and I think in response as a player, your job is to be really get ready to go when you get in there on Sunday and you report, and on Monday when you get practicing.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's unintentionally you brought this to my attention, but I think that's an interesting subplot where Doug Peterson did give them all those extra time off, and they responded well to it. And then now, if you show up and you're not in shape and you're not in a good position to succeed, well, then you kind of, you betrayed the trust that Doug Peterson had in you, right? So I think that is going to be an interesting subplot. Hopefully it's not a problem that we have to discuss on the radio. Hopefully everybody's in shape and ready to roll. But that would be, I think, a blow to Doug Peterson if a couple guys come in and they're not ready to perform after all the extra time they were given off.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's the thing. I think there's a respect there. I think that's how players and coaches work together, and that always doesn't happen. Look, we were just talking the other day about Leonard Fournette, right? Mm-hmm. That doesn't appear like that's going to happen with Leonard, with a new coach. Would Leonard have let himself go if Bruce Arians was still the head coach?
Probably not. I'd be a little more scared of Bruce Arians.
Yeah, and I don't know the answer. I'm just asking. And so, therefore, I believe everybody will come in shape, ready to go, based on how they were treated. And I think that's the responsibility of the player. So I don't think we're talking about a couple more beach days, a quick little vacation. I think these guys are already, like if camp started tomorrow, I guarantee you these guys would be ready to go. Mm-hmm. And most of them are in Jacksonville anyway. More and more guys over the years have stayed in Jacksonville this time of year and want to be here. And that is even going to magnify over the next couple years as this performance center gets built, because now guys have at their disposal all the things they want and need with that performance center. And that's the big thing. Can you get everything you need? Do you have to go out to California? Do you have to go to Miami? Do you have to go? I think it was Minshew went down to like Fort Myers for a little bit as well in that area and worked with a guy. So I would think that the Jaguars will kind of continue to stay around here as they get this performance center and more things that they need. Are we getting excited for football season? Like, is it here? The All-Star game just finished up. There's a very quiet time in baseball. We got SEC, ACC media days. I think are overrated, but we got them. Do we not really ramp up yet this year because like fans can't even go to camp? Do you think like there's the temperature around Jacksonville will kind of be a little bit lighter than usual? One, because they're in wait-and-see mode anyway, but two, because they might not be able to really get a glimpse until maybe the Hall of Fame game on August 4th or when you come back home for those first couple of preseason games. So I think that could limit at least some of the late July and really early training camp like excitement around the Jacksonville Jaguars from an in-city fever kind of standpoint.
Yeah, I think the diehards, though, will still be locked in, right? We got people all months of the year commenting on the feed, talk Jags, like there's nothing going on. So, like, the diehards are locked in, I imagine, and they'll be locked into the 45-second training camp videos that Brent Martineau and others will be posting. So,
yes, they will.
Yeah, I'm sure
I have a responsibility.
Hey, who are you telling? You really do have a responsibility. So, I think, I think there'll be the normal buzz, even though fans can't be out there, to be honest with you. Me personally, let's start playing games. I don't know. I don't like training camp's fine. Like, I shouldn't say I don't like it, but like never in the history of life, like as a fan, have I been like, man, you see him running those sprints though? Like, I just can't. I can't get locked into training camp as a fan. As a job, I will, because part of the job. But like as a fan, before I had the job, I was never like, hey, let's see the catches that so and so made today, because that's definitely going to translate to October.
What's more exciting for a fan, the training camp or draft?
Oh, draft.
Really?
I think so. I love the draft. So maybe I'm speaking just for myself, But I think draft, there's so many possibilities. Like, everybody wants something. With Trevor Lawrence, nobody wanted anything different. But, like, even this year, everybody wanted something different, it felt like. So I think the draft, there's more to be potentially excited about, and things could be different. With training camp, like, you know what's going to happen. For the most part, right? I mean, like, we're going to watch right tackle. We don't know what's going to happen at right tackle, but, like, where else? You pretty much have an idea of what's going to happen.
Yeah, I guess my curiosity there, and by the way, there are some draft, like, geeks, right? Like, really, really like it. But I do think at least the one thing about camp is they're playing football, and that's the team that you do have out there, and it's about to matter. So I think it almost like is the precursor to like set up the season that you need and kind of get your clock going. And I mean, in general, it's a time of year over the next 3 weeks where our body clocks are, okay, if you're from the north, it feels like, okay, it's going to be fall soon, or at least for a majority of people, hey, my kids are going to school, or the kids are going to school, or something like that soon. So it's almost like a calendar flip, where I don't know if we get that in April as much. I guess we could say it sets up the summer, but I'm not sure the draft kind of feels that way. So, yeah, it's an interesting question, like which one do you get more jacked up about?
I'll put up
but I think
poll.
training camp. I think training camp wins the day. I'm going to ask, but I think training camp wins the day because, like, there are legit, like, battles that go on in camp. And you're right. Decisions are about to be made. The biggest one is Walker Little and Jawan Taylor on the right tackle side. Like, that is the biggest decision I think the Jags have. But there's probably some other decisions that the team has that maybe we don't see right now, or it's just like a special teams thing. Or obviously they have a kicker that they need to figure out the kicker situation, which has been just really not good ever since it was really good over the last couple of years. They have got to figure that out. So I think there is something about camp. And I wonder, that's why I kind of brought this up, is I just wonder, because fans won't be able to see it, will the Twitter videos be enough? Will watching CBS 47 and Fox 30 be enough? Will listen to ESPN 690 and us talk about what happened be enough? One thing that I've really shied away from in camp over the last few years is getting too crazy about like a play, or too positive about this or that, because we've seen the results. And so I think there are going to be a lot of people that listen and watch and see, and most of the time it's going to be positive information, because that's kind of what happens in camp. Like, there's not a lot of things that go terribly wrong in camp, and then they're going to have to marry those opinions, thoughts, narratives with what they look like in a preseason game, or eventually, obviously, early in the season. So I think that dynamic this year is pretty fascinating, where a lot of people can't just make opinions of their own. They really can't, because they're not there. Mm-hmm. And I think that's you're going to have to trust us, Casey.
Brent, this just popped in my head. This is my chance. I've been wanting the Twitter clout the whole time. I just need to post videos of everything.
You really,
right?
Listen,
because I got to pass, right? Or no? Do I have to watch your videos?
No, you got to pass.
Sweet, bro. I'm going to beat every single. I'm Walker Little walking to the field. What's he going to look like today? Bro, it's going to be nuts.
That could really raise your profile, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, that has worked for countless people.
I just have to get there at 8 a.m., though, which is really scum. So.
So you're not going every day.
Bro, maybe it'll be like Walker Little after a good day at practice walking off the field around like 10:30, because then I can be there. You know.
That's a good call. I mean, I think there is this dynamic to it all this year that has been different than the past. And I'm interested to see how it plays out. I'm interested to see what the Jags look like. And I'm interested to see how positive we can make this sound. And then what reality shakes out of this season. Because, again, I mean, you can point to me like I've been guilty of this before, right? Sunshine and Rainbows guy. It's not just me. It's like there's a lot that comes out of camp that's just like, hey, that was a nice play, right? Hey, this side looks good. Right? This guy dominated today, right? This. And, I mean, yeah, you can say, hey, a guy dropped the ball. But a guy dropping a ball never really becomes much of a narrative. And so it'll be interesting to see kind of what the narratives are based off the reality of the situation for the Jacksonville Jaguars here in 2022. It's a different camp. It shapes up to be a different camp. It's different for us, different for you. But it kicks off next week, and that's why we get fired up and ready to talk about it. We'll have a whole show about the Jags coming up on Thursday edition of ESPN 690. Hey, Major League Baseball did something really cool yesterday, and Major League Baseball continues to have some wins along the way. It's been a nightmare at times for Big League Baseball. But they also have a lot of W's over the last couple years, it seems. We'll talk about the All-Star game. What'd you see? What'd you like? And we also take a look at our predictions halfway through the season, really more than halfway through the season, and who's predicted to win the whole thing. Giancarlo Stanton, the MVP, that doesn't sit too nice with me. But good for him. I don't even remember Stanton in the All-Star game recently. Is he always hurt this time of year?
No, they said it was his first one since being a Yankee. So, first one since 17.
It can't be the first one that he would have got voted into, though, right?
Yeah, that I don't know.
Couldn't be. Didn't he just hit 60 homers a couple years ago?
Yeah. Yeah, he must have just been hurt. But I was surprised, too. First one since 17. When they said that, I was like, really? But
yeah, me too. All right, we'll take a break. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690, staying on the road up here in Georgia here on a Wednesday. Jacksonville Giants Day as well. We'll have some conversations about one of the most successful franchises from a championship point of view we've ever seen in Jacksonville. It's coming up next.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A mix of sun and clouds today with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing. Highs 90 to 95, dropping into the mid-70s tonight. And partly sunny with an isolated afternoon thunderstorm tomorrow as temperatures reach the mid-90s. I'm TV meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Save up to 40% now during the Christmas and July sale at Beard's Diamonds.
What QC Kinetics is doing for people here is nothing short of amazing. Hey, everybody, it's Brent Martineau. If you have joint pain, any joint pain, you need to call QC Kinetics. Get rid of the joint pain. They are the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, giving lasting relief with no surgery, no drugs, no downtime. QC Kinetics is in Mandarin. And how about this? Now in Ponte Vedra as well. They're growing because demand for these treatments is off the charts. Modern advances in regenerative medicine allow these medical professionals to take the remarkable healing properties from your own body, concentrate them for maximum power, and put them directly in your aching joints so your damaged tissue can be repaired and restored naturally. So many people in Jacksonville are living their best life again, pain-free, thanks to QC Kinetics. If you have pain in your knees, hips, back, shoulders, don't let them keep you on steroids, and don't believe surgery is your only option. Call QC Kinetics now. It's a totally free consultation in 2 convenient locations, Mandarin and Ponte Vedra. Call 904-274-5522, 904-274-5522. This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Happy anniversary to them. Put their experience to work for you. Discover how good your water can be with a new Connecticut softener and drinking water system. I've had mine for a handful of years now. Absolutely love it at the house. Connecticut's twin tank, non-electric softeners are the most efficient softeners available, and their drinking water systems remove up to 99% of contaminants. If you're not filtering your water, you are the filter. Don't be the filter. Call today and save hundreds, even thousands on a complete home solution for city and well water. Financing available with approved credit. And because the professionals at CGC Water are committed to being your go-to water experts, you can trust their master plumber with all your plumbing needs as well. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com. Right now you can take advantage of the $75 drain cleaning special. Call for details. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars, and I'm a proud customer of CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer.
Do you know what it takes to be a successful business owner? If so, share your advice with someone who is eager to learn from your experience. As the nation's premier organization supporting small businesses, SCORE is always looking for people willing to offer their time and expertise to mentor current or aspiring entrepreneurs. We need volunteers from all areas of business, including accounting, finance, human resources, sales and marketing, as well as legal. If you're interested in joining our team, click on the volunteer tab at jacksonville.score.org.
5X480, Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
If you've been involved in a car accident and are not sure of your legal options, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000 and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
When you're an innovative business, every blinking cursor, every blank page is an opportunity. What will you do with it? Will you make something better or create something new? Our Dell Technologies advisors provide you with tools and expertise to do incredible things. Because we believe there's an innovator in all of us. For advice on smart PCs powered by Intel V Pro that's built for business, call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. So a friend told me about Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, and his exact words were, "It changed my life."
I used to spend a ridiculous amount of time trying to remove tomato sauce from inside our microwave and soap scum off the bathtub.
It's like seriously magic, and my secret weapon for cleaning the kitchen, bathroom, doors and walls, and even keeping my sneakers clean.
Mr. Clean Magic Eraser.
Greatest invention ever.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser, the unicorn of cleaning. Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Yeah, no, the student of the game that people don't see how smart he is, the attention to detail, on the mound at the plate. I really didn't realize that the first, after last year, and now this year starting to realize it, talking to him and starting to get to know what he does, and it's pretty impressive.
I guess that was Mike Trout, although I'm not sure it was Mike Trout talking about Shohei Ohtani. That's who definitely they were talking about, I'm thinking.
It was Mike Trout, yes.
That was, okay. Something in his voice didn't sound like Trout, but I guess overall I haven't really heard him talk that much over the years.
He doesn't really, yeah.
Shohei Ohtani putting on another show. Hey, here's the deal. Shohei apparently pitching Friday here in Atlanta. Maybe I should stay.
I mean, you should. He's the best player to ever play the sport. I mean, it's something that if Babe Ruth did it, so if you can tell your great grandkids that you saw the modern day Babe Ruth, or
that's a good point.
What people are going to call him, the old day Shohei Ohtani.
Old day Shohei. I like that.
Yep.
I like that.
But
That's
yeah,
good.
you should go, definitely.
Do you think like Shohei Ohtani, this is a funny conversation, we were having this last night at dinner, is Shohei Ohtani like household name guy by now?
Yeah.
And by the way, when I say that, like, you got to be careful how you answer that. In your world, like your life, right? Yes. But like in my world, you could name an actor or a show or a musician, and like I just don't think about any of them, know many of them, and it's just that's not where my brain goes and my mind goes. And so like you'd be shocked of people that I don't know. And so I'm sure there's a whole population that really doesn't know as much about this guy, yet everybody has heard of Babe Ruth before. Mm-hmm. So my point being is like are there a lot of people missing out on the Shohei Ohtani phenomenon that has kind of taken over baseball? And I think the answer probably is yes.
Yeah, you're probably right. I think, ESPN could do him a solid, and instead of talking about LeBron in the offseason, like put him as the lead of the show on SportsCenter because he's worth it. But yeah, I mean, baseball fans know, a lot of sports fans know, but I'm sure it probably flies under the radar because one, baseball is boring, and two, like he's not American in America. Like, you know what I mean? So I think that probably plays in a little bit.
Yeah, I think it does. I think that certainly is a part of it. And I'm trying to think, give me the biggest non-American sports star.
Messi?
But I'm saying like in the United States. Like that plays. Does Messi play well in the United States? I would say probably not, right?
I mean, not as well as he does everywhere else, but yeah, okay. So non-American, like.
I mean, like the best examples of this over the years has been the Wayne Gretzky's of the world.
That's
right?
what I was going to say McDavid, but you probably Sidney Crosby
and Crosby,
Ovechkin,
and they're hockey guys because they're playing. They're dominating what a sport that is kind of played in the United States, but Canada feels like America still. Like, how many people really know Gretzky and Crosby? Like 100% are from Canada.
Yeah. I mean,
you know what I mean?
I mean, yeah.
And so, like, and by the way, I'm not sure this isn't like, I'm not sure there's a bias here in that sense. I think we're so global now and we're so diverse. I think we like our sports, we like our athletes and we appreciate greatness. It's just, I don't know of many that stick out that I would say, wow, like I'll give you one. Here's maybe the biggest one going right now. The Greek Freak.
That's a good one.
And, like, certainly doesn't feel American, but is, in my estimation, kind of beloved and well-known across the globe, but here in the United States as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it doesn't have the cachet of LeBron James even though his game's, like, really, really good. But he certainly, I think, has a following. I just don't – my point of all this is I don't know if Ohtani's there yet. And I think some of it is the same – there's an American player that might be the greatest player – conversation as well that is playing in this generation that also doesn't get that attention that many people think he deserves, and that is Mike Trout.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got to do. I don't know if it has to do with his heritage and where he's from as much as it has to do with where he plays. Like when Hideki Matsui or Hideo Nomo or those guys were playing in the big markets. I'm not sure how big a stars, but they weren't changing the game. Like Shohei Ohtani playing for the Mets, playing for the Yankees, playing for the Cubs, playing for, heck, the Braves. It might be a different level, man. But I just think the Angels doesn't cut it. And I think the Angels have proven not to cut it. And I think other teams have shown that too. Like we've seen that a little bit with a guy like Machado, right? He's kind of stuck. I don't know about stuck, but he's in San Diego. I don't think he's ever going to get the love. I feel like a guy like Vlad Guerrero in Toronto gets more love than Machado in San Diego.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's interesting, though, when it comes to the Angels. Like, you're right. I don't think you're wrong, but I think it's funny. Like, the Angels aren't a big enough market, but the Dodgers are. Still LA.
Well, but I think there is a difference, though.
There definitely is, but I think the Angels suck, and the Angels have sucked for so long that if the Angels were good, it wouldn't be a problem. But the Angels consistently have two good players, and everybody else on the team is dudes you've never heard of or could barely beat, like, a rec softball team. That's the problem with the Angels. It's not the market.
What's the best way to phrase this? Non-American or foreign athlete?
I go foreign athlete.
Foreign-born, right?
Yeah.
Probably foreign-born athlete.
Mm-hmm.
Foreign.
The other one with Greek Freak would be Luka, but it's the same.
Oh, yeah, that's a good call.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good call. I was thinking a little bit back to like those Spurs teams, like guys like Parker and Ginobili.
Where's Parker from?
Isn't he France?
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure he is.
I'll take your word for it. I know Ginobili's from somewhere else.
So it's an interesting dialogue. I think the biggest foreign-born athletes in American sports. Greek Freak, I think, is kind of topping the list.
Yeah, him and Luka, no doubt.
Greek Freak, Luka.
More national sport. I mean, international sport, though, with basketball.
True.
Because, you don't really find it in football. Actually, not at all.
You don't have it in football. See, that's the other thing. Like, our biggest sport is football, right? Our biggest base. And you don't have a lot of foreign-born players, number one.
Rory McIlroy.
McIlroy's a good one. McIlroy's a very good one. McIlroy feels see, the bottom line is sooner or later you have to feel like you become Americanized. It's like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like Gretzky and Crosby and those guys fit that bill. And I think McIlroy and some of the golfers, but McIlroy especially, I think he really is that. Like he lives in Jupiter half the year or now or whatever. I mean, he really feels that, but he's not American. Like that by every time he gets in front of a microphone. So that's a good one. That's a really good one. So it's fascinating thing with baseball, which also is a global sport, by the way. And I just don't know, to kind of wrap up my thought here, if Shohei Ohtani will ever get the due that you want him to get, or that he really deserves and earns.
Yeah.
Because he's just not an American-born player. And he doesn't feel American.
Right.
And I'm not sure he will in that sense.
Yeah.
So
probably not.
It's again, I don't think that's like a bias. I don't sense that that's the case. I just think it's like a sub-level of sport, I mean, I think we have learned to, over Olympic time and other things like Ryder Cups and other things like that, to root for the American player, You root for your home country guy. Like Shane Lowry's a star in Ireland. Mm-hmm. He's not a star here. Like,
True.
It doesn't mean it doesn't mean people don't like him. It just means he's not going to be a star here. Mm-hmm. But he's an absolute star in a place like Ireland. So, again, I don't know if there's anything necessarily wrong with it, but it does feel like this guy who now is dominating the game like nobody else has in decades and decades and decades and decades doesn't therefore get the attention that he deserves. One, because of that, but two, because he's playing for the Angels. Yeah. So anyway, that got me off way on a tangent, but I kind of like the conversation. And really what I was trying to get back to was, how good was the All-Star game, man? Did you enjoy it? What stole the show, baseball had a great moment last night. It didn't matter the score. It didn't matter who hit, pitched, played, whatever. The interactions live with the microphone stole the show. Mm-hmm. And if you wonder why media can make a difference, and if you think network TV can make a difference, if you think any kind of broadcast can make a difference, well, I think it was on display last night. People are talking about the pitcher mic'd up, right? They are talking about those moments. And I think if you watch Sunday Night Baseball, it's been some of the great moments of the year anyway. You get guys like Verdugo, and I think Betts has been in there, and Acuna Jr. and others that have been mic'd up on Sunday Night Baseball, and they're fantastic. I mean, they are playing a game that matters, and it matters if they win or lose in those Sunday night games. And they are talking like they're playing at a practice. Now, last night was kind of a practice. It was an exhibition, and therefore that's why the pitchers had a chance to be mic'd up. But that was sensational. And I don't know if we can continue to find ways to do that. But for Major League Baseball, Casey, it was a massive win last night, and it had nothing to do with the product. It had everything to do with the presentation.
Yeah. I have no idea who got hits and who didn't, but my favorite part was definitely when Alek Manoah was mic'd up and was like asking John Smoltz what he wanted him to throw. That was the best part of the whole game for me, and it continued on, obviously, with everybody else. Nestor Cortez and Jose Trevino were mic'd up. That was pretty dope while they were pitcher and catcher. But, yeah, that was the highlight of the thing. You had Big Papi running through the dugout at a point. That was pretty cool. So, yeah, I mean, they need to do more of it, to your point. And I disagree with you there where it's like games that matter. Bro, there's 162 of them. 162 of them. So mic them up for 2 innings one time in an 162-game season, and they'll probably be okay. You know what I mean? Like, baseball's so long, the season's so long, make some games where you mic them up. Like that Players Weekend, mic them up and see what happens. If you say no, you say no, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee you some of those guys would be like, you know what? Let's do it.
Listen, I think if it was me, I'd feel uncomfortable doing it because I'd want to be at my best, fully focused. I'd feel like it would take away. But I think what these guys are also showcasing is that they can still do really well talking before the play that's about to happen. Like, that's how good they are, And they keep themselves loose, and it's a game that's slow anyway, and you got to keep yourself in it. And so I think there's room to maneuver here where this could happen more often. And I think people really like it. I've said this before when it's happened even the last couple years in the All-Star game, to listen to a guy, I think it was Lindor when he was with Cleveland. I think that's the one I remember. And you learned about the game, like what he was looking for on the pitch and where he was lining up and just all these different nuances of the game. And I'm a guy that I feel like I know baseball a little bit. So I thought that was really cool. And so I think it gives you an element of that. It shows off personalities, which there are plenty of them in the game right now. And you're doing something different. Nobody else is doing it. Like, nobody else does this in sport.
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, they're doing it at like the AAF, or maybe they're doing it at the USFL. But you get what I'm saying. Like, the farthest people go are in-game interviews with the coach, or a halftime interview, or a post-game interview. And maybe a mic'd-up segment that commonly now happens in the NFL and other sports, where guys are wearing a mic, but you later cut it up in post-production and play it back. But not this live interview. And it takes on something else when you do have that guy in the booth asking a question who's been there. And Smoltz, I think, is really good. And so when you had that, I mean, just brilliant. It was just brilliant. And I don't know how, you got to be careful when things really work, can you duplicate them, right? in any walk of life, in broadcasting, in sports. You're always trying to duplicate and one up, but can you? And I think they can, because there are more personalities out there to present. I don't know how you do the pitcher one, but I think you could really do like the catcher.
The catcher's good.
I think he would be great. And I think you could do a lot of other position players and guys on the bench and guys in the bullpen. And so bottom line, Casey, I mean, it comes off as a big win last night at the All-Star game, and it all had to do with presentation instead of like the product on the field, which, by the way, was also good. You get in the world's best. And there were some really good moments, including right before the first play of the game or second play of the game, the second baseman play behind the back. So, but it was really neat to see how, this is why networks pay a lot of money. This is why sports and big-time sports and pro sports need networks or need people to broadcast their games, because we saw it yesterday. Like, there is that intermediate person, and it's not really a person in this instance. It's a TV, it's a mobile phone, it's a whatever. It's an iPad, it's whatever you're watching on. And I think they sold a lot of tickets last night based on that.
They did. I think, by the way, that was a great idea you just had, like mic up the bullpen. I'd pay to listen to Liam Hendricks narrate the whole game from the bullpen with no other announcers. That guy's incredible. But the one thing that we need to get next year in the All-Star game, the only thing they missed last night, and I don't know if it's really a miss because I don't know if anybody's considered it, mic the pitcher and the batter. How great would that be? They can hear each other. So the pitcher could mess with them and be like, oh, this is, you know what I mean? That would be fantastic. Yeah. You'd probably have to get two guys that are like former teammates or something, but how great would that be?
Yeah, that'd be really good.
But yeah, it was a really enjoyable watch because of that, not because of the actual. Like I said, McClanahan got rocked in the first inning. I remember that. And Stan hit that long home run. I remember that. And then the Cardinals dude, who I've never once heard of in my life, came out throwing 103 miles per hour. Those are three things I remember about the actual game.
Yeah. And I'm not even sure if I don't even go wow anymore at 103, even though I should.
Yeah, that dude's disgusting. I still don't know his name is like Henley or something. I've never heard of him. I don't know who he is. He is disgusting.
Yeah, it's
absolutely
stuff.
Disgusting.
So anyway, it was a pretty wild night. It was a cool night. I don't know, we'll talk a little bit more about it because we've had these ideas in the past and we've floated them out there, and I'm not sure will ever come to fruition. But when you have a night like last night, all that does is build momentum to do more. And the people who are reluctant usually are the players and the coaches and the teams and the leagues. The TV wants to do everything, you know?
Yeah.
But those are people. Well, last night they saw the league saw, hey, that's good for our brand. Coaches and whatever, I'm not sure it matters in this conversation. And players probably saw, hey, that was good for my brand. I want to do that. I want to be the guy that wears the mic.
Yeah.
I actually think guys said that last night, and you're usually talking about players who are like, yeah, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah. I think also, like, in that scenario, to your point, take a team like Oakland that sucks and has no chance of doing anything. If I'm on Oakland, I'm like, hey, let's just mic up. What do we have to lose?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'll give you one more thought as we roll to break, but real quick. If you wanted to televise and nationally televise a spring training game, that's where you really try it. Like you try your stuff that you're talking about, pitcher to hitter, and even have the catcher mic'd up the whole time, and you can really have some fun with that part of it.
Yeah.
If you did it that way. So anyway, we'll see what they do, but we're going to see more of it. That was fantastic stuff. And the best part of the Major League Baseball All-Star Game on a Tuesday. We'll take a break. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. We'll be back right after this.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, oh, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
Key, J, and Max, followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami. Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana. Taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Midsummer hiring is made simple with Indeed. Their end-to-end hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Sponsor a job and instantly receive a short list of quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Wrangler is made for those moments when your heart says go and you follow it beyond what's expected. Because when the heart calls, you gotta be ready in jeans that are made to move and built to last. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
All offers are with approved credit and not a conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Make this the summer event.
Ready for something good? You can make it happen.
Right here, right now.
When you come to Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside. For a limited time, get 0% financing and save on a new Ram truck. Tradesman, Bighorn, Laramie. Got 'em. And if we don't have exactly what you need, we will order it at a price you'll love. Want a new SUV? Check out our selection of Jeeps, Compass, Wrangler, Grand Cherokee, Wagoneer, and more. Get pumped over our selection of new Dodge Chargers and Challengers. It's all the muscle you'll ever need.
See our inventory at jackcjdrwestside.com.
We want to approve your car loan today. Perfect credit or not. Our lenders are standing by with the best rates available. Need service? We're your one-stop shop for all your service needs. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Westside, I-295 and Commonwealth Avenue, Westside.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to. And they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, South Side, St. Augustine, and the West Side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime.
Yeah!
And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock-bottom rates and apply now at one-to-onefcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
Koala, koala, koala.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out. Do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Life always has its challenges, but if you feel hopeless or suicidal, you don't have to face it alone. I'm Dr. Christine Caulfield, CEO of LSF Health Systems, and our free Link to Life program can help. We'll connect you with a care coordinator who will work with you to build better tomorrows. Please take suicide off the table. Contact Link to Life at 904-582-3252 or visit lsfhealthsystems.org.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching. But a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's Brent Mortno from Action Sports Jacks. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN690 Jacks on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jacks. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN690.
It's complete fabrication. I don't know where the source came from. I've got my inklings, but other than that, it's that clubhouse is fine. I think the only issue that our clubhouse has had is complacency, in the fact that we thought we would just roll out of bed and be able to do what we did last year, and that is something that has proven not to be true. and that is actually going to be better for us in the long run. There's no issues in that clubhouse with any dissension, with any cliques, with any kind of lack of leadership or anything like that. It's a very strong family in that clubhouse.
Is that more Trout?
Bro, that dude definitely had an accent, did he not?
I couldn't make up the accent.
William Hendricks.
Oh.
William Hendricks. For the White
That's
Sox.
the White Sox.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it together. White Sox will make a nice run here in the second half. I mean, they're certainly not out of it. And what are they, 4 back, something like that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not too bad. So they got a chance. We'll see. We're going to do that here in a little bit, actually. Like, where our predictions lied? Are we out of it in some respects? And who has the best chance to go to the World Series here now that the everything kind of gets a second breath, a reset going into part 2 of the Major League Baseball season. All right, so a couple things first. You just broke some news to me in the break that this always has to get brought up. Like, when I've been here 3.5 years and change, I don't have an office. I've been here actually 15 years in the building, and I don't have an office. Like, I'm an office by myself.
Yeah.
Like, Austin was here like 6 months, it felt like.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, it wasn't. He was here for a couple of years, and then he went to the other side of the building. As soon as he went to the other side of the building,
back.
He became an office
Mm-hmm.
for like when he didn't even. He was on for like a week there.
Yeah.
Right. So
Austin does have an office. Yeah.
So he has an office. Which, by the way, we should just like do stuff to his office since it's right outside our door.
Yeah, and he just leaves it open.
Yeah. So we should totally do stuff all the time.
He has all kinds of stuff on the walls, by the way. I went in there one day to put more of his crap in there.
It's well decorated.
Yeah, it is well decorated.
I'm just gonna put like a picture of me outside his office, like on a daily basis, a different picture of me.
Yeah.
So
well,
then
to do that, you'd have to come to work, though.
I would. I might need to hire somebody to do that.
Yeah.
I'll have like a courier.
Well, if the price is right, Brent, hit me up.
Yeah. DoorDash. Literally.
DoorDash photos. Yeah. Okay.
So the word is, like, you just told me you and Brian Middleton, Action Sports Jacks OT now has offices. I mean, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Why hasn't anybody offered me an office?
Well, here's kind of what happened, right? There's an office with the Jonas Brothers on it down the hall, and I said, let me get the Jonas Brothers office. And they said, no, that's for people that are important. I said, oh, okay, no
Fair
problem.
enough.
So then when Brian started over at OKV, that he was like, let me get an office. They're like, no. And then I guess somebody sparked the idea that if we give them each an office to share, they'll shut up. So we got an office to share. And as far as I know, we shut up.
Well, there you go.
I think we got nothing in our office, though.
We've done this before. Like, if you listen when we talk about offices in our building before, we have 1 million of them. Like, there are so many offices on the radio side. It's really a weird deal. Like, and I'll tell you something else. TV. We were just talking about this the other day because like our office in TV. We have 5 people technically in a pretty small room, right? Like you can attest to that, Casey.
Yeah, the sports office in TV is rather small. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you're squeezing a lot in. And we don't complain a lot because kind of we're in and out, too. Like, very few times we're just, like, there. Sundays during the season, we do a lot of work in there. But we don't really complain too much. As long as you're not in the newsroom and the TV side of things, you're winning. Like, you don't want to be in the newsroom.
That's
Just ask
true.
anybody who's ever worked in local TV, sports, whatever. If you are out of the newsroom, you're winning.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, we know that. We understand that. But I just walked down the hall the other day, and, like, near our promotions department, it looks like they've either moved other people into offices or maybe people just quit or don't work there anymore. I don't know.
Oh.
But they've got a ton of open space. Like, it's bigger than our current office. So I was like, you know what? Maybe we should take this. Or I'm going to ask. I haven't done that yet, but I got to ask.
Don't ask.
So
just move
I'm
your
on
stuff
the
in.
hunt. I'm on the hunt for office space
Okay.
in our own building. And honestly, I don't know what I would do with an office on the radio side.
Amen, brother. I'm trying to figure it out as well.
But at this point, I just feel like I think I would feel maybe if the bosses are listening, maybe just offer me one.
Hey, I can tell you the office next to ours is open.
Is it?
Yeah, we could be office neighbors.
All right.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do with the office?
Not a clue. I asked Brian, I was like, what are we going to do with this? And then we walk in there, and he's like, we're going to put the couch right here. I was like, what? A couch?
A couch?
Yeah, he wants to get a couch. He told me he wants it to be the #1 hangout place in the building. I said, I don't like these people. Like, I don't want them in our office. So we're still debating, but as of now, we have nothing.
Yeah, see, that was a thing, too. Like, when we did get a separate office in, in TV, and people would just come in there and congregate.
Yeah.
And talk. And, like, I think most of the time we liked it, but sometimes you're like, what are you doing in here?
Get out of my office.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, we're escaping you.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. That's where I'm going to go when you start coming to work, though. I'll go in my office.
That's good. You have to tell me where that is. Give me a directional map.
You'll find it. It's got my name on the door, Brent.
You even have your name on the door.
Well, they didn't just give us a door now. They had to say who was in the door.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I want the office. I'm never going to use it, not put anything in it, but I want my name on the outside. Just keep it locked all the time.
There you go. You can get that. There's plenty right by ours. That's pretty much what ours is going to be, I think, unless Brian starts hanging out in there.
Gosh, all this off season, all these negotiation that we had. I should have negotiated an office.
That's what Brian did, or that's what he says he did. He said he negotiated it for us. I don't know if it's true or not.
Good for him. Didn't negotiate it for me, Brian Middleton.
Yeah.
We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 here on a Wednesday.
It's Christmas in July now at Beard's Diamonds at the Town Center.
Everything in the store is on sale up to an unbelievable 40% off.
Yes, 40% off.
Santa may be on vacation, but the elves at Beard's Diamonds are busy marking everything down.
All GIA certified loose diamonds, all designer settings, pendants, bracelets, earrings.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to 40% off.
For 4 decades, families have been shopping at Beard's Diamonds for the absolute lowest prices. Now, to say thank you, everything in the store is discounted up to 40% off.
Nobody beats Beard's Diamonds prices.
If you're popping the question soon, celebrating a big anniversary, or even shopping early for the holidays,
now you can go even bigger and save thousands. Believe it.
Shop the largest inventory in North Florida and never seen savings in-store or online.
Everything store-wide is on sale up to 40% off. But hurry, these incredible savings will only last until July 31st.
Beard's Diamonds at the St. John's Town Center or at beardsdiamonds.com.
Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. As they say, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And when it comes to your house, those cracks in the walls will cost you thousands if not repaired. Rhino Shield waterproofs your home with a coating that is 13 times thicker than box store paint. He has a Class A fire rating, is salt-air corrosive resistant, and comes in any color. Plus, with our 25-year warranty, you get a 100% non-prorated transferable warranty. This hurricane season, call Rhino Shield today and receive 30% off your entire job. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
Honey, I'm home.
Don't honey me. I'm still mad at you.
I know, and I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
You and those cheap do-it-yourself cameras. I told you, call Safe Touch, but no, you tried to save a buck. So when those two thieves broke Safe Touch cameras would have alerted the thieves that they were being recorded, and you and I would have been notified with actual video on our smartphones. The Safe Touch two-way communicator would have already had the emergency authorities on the way.
I know we really need the Safe Touch 5-star security and surveillance system. I'll call today.
I already did. Safe Touch is installing our new 5-star surveillance system in the morning.
Every family needs the Safe Touch security and surveillance system. Call now and get a free demonstration. 888-723-8682 or online at safetouch.com. Dramatization of actual event. EF 0000233. Terms and conditions apply.
Did you know that July is National Carpet Cleaning Month? To celebrate, Zerorez is offering 25% off on all carpet cleaning in your home. Book online at ZerorezJacksonville.com or give us a call. Zerorez, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Are you kidding me? Gas prices are up again? Somebody has to do something.
Well, someone did. That's why I use Upside.
Upside, what's that?
It's a free app that pays you back real money for every gallon of gas or diesel you buy. I just earned 25 cents back on every gallon of this tank.
Hold on. So the Upside app is free and you actually get cash back every time you use it? No strings attached?
Yep, it's awesome. Check it out. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up.
Instead of just watching your dollars go into your tank, start putting money back into your wallet with the free app from Upside. With the price of gas today, it's big news and big money. To cash out of your Upside cash, just transfer it to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card. Upside users have already earned over $200 million. Now it's your turn. Download the free Upside app and get cash back on every gallon of gas. Use promo code ESPN for an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first fill-up. That's code ESPN. Use code ESPN for an extra 25 cents per gallon back in your first fill-up. Cashback's not available in gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Anna Jar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Christine Lisi. Breaking NFL news from ESPN's Adam Schefter. The 49ers officially gave Jimmy Garoppolo's agents permission to seek a trade involving the quarterback. Garoppolo, who had off-season shoulder surgery, has been cleared to start practicing. The Raiders today starting their first full training camp under new coach Josh McDaniels. Star receiver Devontae Adams among the other new faces in Vegas. The acquisition of Adams certainly making the Raiders offense even better, but they won't be a Super Bowl contender this season, believes ESPN's Mike Tannenbaum.
They're the third best team in the division because of their secondary. They got a lot better with Chandler Jones, Max Crosby. Best way to help a secondary is the pass rush. They added Rocky Sin, but Green, they only had 6 interceptions a year ago, worst in the NFL. And you think about that division and Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, obviously Patrick Mahomes. Their vulnerability is a bad matchup in the division.
Mike Tannenbaum on Get Up. NBA Hornets restricted free agent Miles Bridges pleaded not guilty to felony domestic violence charges during his arraignment today. Bridges is accused of assaulting his girlfriend in front of their 2 children last month.
If you need solid hires fast, you need Indeed. The all-in-one hiring solution makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates from the same place. Want to find your next great hire? Visit Indeed.com/credit.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anna Jar and Levine studios. Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau.
The quarterback play gives me pause a little bit. I still go back to, maybe it's lip service, but like Mitchell Trubisky coming out of Buffalo was a great experience for him where he felt like, okay, he could sort of rediscover his gifts a little bit. Like, he is a talented athletic player.
Fast.
They got a bit lost in Chicago. He feels like he got some of his swagger back coming into this year.
Mitchell Trubisky love. You love it. You're a Mitchell Trubisky fan.
Yep.
He's your jersey. I should just get you a jersey of Trubisky this year. Sam Darnold last year, Trubisky this year.
Yeah, amen, brother. I'm going to need one of those stat. By the way, so check this out. I can't find Bears jerseys of the guy, right? So you know how I got like a $4 Darnold Jets jersey? They must have got rid of all the Bears Trubisky already because there's none. For cheap, anyway.
Where did Trubisky go to?
Buffalo.
School, no.
Oh, North Carolina.
North Carolina. That's right. Maybe get a Tar Heels jersey.
I could. That one will never go out of style. It's probably not on sale, though, because he's still a legend there.
I still find it like the most interesting thing, Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz here, is that Casey's kind of like Debbie Downer guy, but he sticks up for like the Sam Darnolds and Trubisky. I figure he'd be just laying it on guys like that, jumping in the fray, kick him while he's down. Instead, he's trying to lift him up, wear his old jerseys, keep him alive.
Yep, you got to respect talent when you see it. These guys have talent.
You are digging deep for the talent of those guys.
Yeah, I do what I got to do. And when it comes to Mitch, he also has a world-class nickname, so it's all good.
Trubisky in Pittsburgh. I think it is a fascinating watch. It'll probably go better than I think it will, but it won't be dynamically good.
Might be.
Because he's kind of a good fit for Pittsburgh in the sense that you look at his win-loss record and his numbers in Chicago, even though it felt awful and they weren't that good, he was overall pretty decent from a statistical standpoint.
Yeah.
So if you bring that decent stats on a team that wins a lot, or knows how to win, or a guy like Tomlin, well, then you do have a chance to marry that together and find some success. But I just don't think it will be anything dynamic. I think it will be very stopgap-ish on the way to Kenny Pickett. Do you think Pickett plays, as a fan of Trubisky, you think Kenny Pickett plays this year, gets in there, with the exception of, let's just say they're out of the mix in the last game or two of the year and they get him some playing time? I'm saying, do you think he steals the job away? They try him out at some point in 2022?
Yeah. It's also weird because I kind of like Kenny Pickett. I think he's going to be good, but I think if they give Trubisky a fair shake of it, he will play the whole year. But if they're looking for a reason to replace him, they'll probably find a way. But I think he should play the whole year. But I guess we'll see. It's hard to draft a guy in the first round and then never consider playing him, even at quarterback.
Yeah, and I think what happens is the bottom line is you're forced to play the guy earlier than you want to, even if you don't want to.
Yeah.
That happens across the board. That happens everywhere. The only thing here that is, there's no pressure on Tomlin. You go back to, I say this with Gabbert, when Del Rio, there was pressure on him to win. And so he felt that. And when he felt that, he kind of panicked and went to Gabbert. When you look at Bortles, that wasn't really pressure on Gus to win, but it was so bad at the time, I believe, with McCown is who Bortles replaced. I think it was. And I was like, all right. Well, it was Henne, too, right? But no, it would have been Henne.
Yeah, it was Henne.
Yeah, it would have been Henne. Did they try McCown in there? Was that in the Bortles early stages? Getting old. I have to go back and remember all these different quarterback moves. But either way, I don't think there was a lot of pressure there, but he was such a top pick, and they probably wanted to see what they had. I think they played him too soon, too. I would have waited out a little bit more with Bortles. But I don't think the pressure of the coaching gig was necessarily there. Tomlin, you have none of that. There won't be pressure from within on Tomlin. He can hold off all that. I think it's just the fan vibe and what does it feel like in the locker room. And sooner or later, if a guy's not playing great for you at quarterback, you're like, what do we have here? Let's try it. The unknown wins the day. And I think that could potentially take place. I was asking for an office. John Bachman said you're rarely there, which is true.
Yeah, you don't come to work.
Yeah, and so maybe I'd come to work more if I had an office.
Well, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one because people are always looking for you, and they're like, hey, where's Brent? And I'm like, somewhere with Dakota Fanning. I don't know.
Yes, at Nana's Chicken and Waffles.
I'll tell you this. There was a stretch there where the same person in radio looked for you 3 times, 3 consecutive days. I've never seen the person in my life, have no idea who it was. Came in 3 different days, said, hey, is Brent here? Said, nah, I won't be here until next week. And then the next day he came in, same thing. Haven't seen him since. Don't know who it was. He's still looking for you, though.
Yeah, there's really a good chance. I think I know more people on radio now than in TV. We have so much turnover in TV. I could go out in that newsroom. They could line them up, and I'd probably get 3 out of 10 right.
I believe that. I believe less.
But anyway, I told Bachman it's a status thing, man.
Yeah.
We all have an ego.
Yeah, and now I have an office.
It's a status thing.
Yeah.
One more in the workplace thing. Everybody likes to use. We're all hooked up on Microsoft Teams.
We are.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't operate on Teams very well. When we had to do stuff for the Jags, I was okay on Microsoft Teams. But I don't if I have to join a meeting, I can do it. I feel like I can find my way to a Zoom call quicker than the Microsoft Teams call. I just don't know if I have it set up wrong on my phone / computer.
You might just be old, though, you know?
But somebody sent me a message today on Teams, and for the longest time I couldn't find the message, and I was able to get it under the chat. That makes sense.
That's where they are. Yeah, that's where the message
But I was trying to refresh, and it wouldn't come through. And maybe it was just where I was at the time. But now we have everything set up. And I'm like, hey, just call my cell phone.
Yeah, nobody will do that here. It's
why
like
don't we call our cell phones? Why do we does everybody have to operate off the Teams call?
Yeah, it's funny. So when everyone wanted to get on Teams, people kept telling me, hey, can we call on Teams? I'm like, no, because if we're on Teams, I have to run the audio through the board because I don't have an office, right? You know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not doing that. So I didn't answer Teams calls, but now I'm going to have to get on them.
Well, the latest thing that we've done, the latest thing that has happened is we have actually hooked up our office phone, which those shouldn't even exist anymore. But we have one down in sports. We have one in sports because nobody else wants it because we don't use it. But that has been hooked up to the teams through the email. So we're all connected now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to get used to it, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, because we don't do the daily grind like, let's just say, a 9-to-5er would do. Like, we don't operate in the meeting space as often and as regularly.
Yeah, different schedule for sure.
Yeah, so it's sometimes hard. I'm like, just call my cell, man. Just call my cell. I'm available all the time, except between 3 and 6.
And even then, sometimes.
And then sometimes I'll pick up, or at least text while talking. Hey, do you have our standings? Do you have our predictions for Major League Baseball, or is that something you have to get to later?
I got them.
I like to do it. Let's see what we got.
All right, so this is how this game is going to work, Brent. I'm going to ask you. I'm going to say, hey, Brent, who do you think you picked to win the AL East? We're going to play the sound back, and then we're going to play a sound to react to if you were right or if you were wrong or if the pick was stupid. So,
wow,
do you get the idea?
I do.
Brent, who do you think you picked in the AL East?
The Yankees. No, the Rays. Sorry, the Rays.
You think the Rays?
I do.
Answer?
I think the Rays. Yes.
I'm going to say a little disappointment from the Blue Jays, and I'm going to take the Rays.
That's what you said.
How about that? I did say the Rays.
However,
a little disappointment from the Rays.
Yeah, so we're going to give you the...
Yeah, the Rays aren't winning the East.
No, they're not. Do you want to go to me or do you want to keep going with you?
No, go. You. Well, you know who you picked.
I will also take the Rays. That didn't work too well.
Oof, homered up there on the Rays and didn't get it to go.
Brent, AL Central, who do you think you picked?
I want to say I picked the Twins. No, I didn't pick the Twins this time. I think I picked Cleveland.
I'm going to say I'm going to go with the White Sox as well.
Yeah, you were wrong, and it was the wrong answer. Casey, who do you think you picked? Oh, well, let's just hear it. Yeah, I'll take the Twinkies. Oh! The Twinkies!
Hey, listen, it's anybody's game out there now in the Central.
Yeah, shut up, Brent. I was right. Give me the credit. You picked the White Sox. What do you know? Who do you think you picked?
It's not over.
Who do you think you picked in the AL West?
I think I did go with the Astros.
I mean, I just got to go with what's been the trend, and I still think the Astros will find a way to win. I think they're good enough still to win that division.
Yeah.
This one's unlucky for me. Hold on. Did I not cut it? I cut it. I'm going to go with the Angels. Brent.
Oh, is that? I didn't know if that was live or your taped edition.
No, that was the taped one.
Oh, wow, that sounded that sounded live.
Oh, no, it was the
Like
Angels.
a lot of times you can tell when it's on tape. That one actually sounded live. Yeah, the Angels. Oof, you're off to a nice start, too.
Yeah. Can't win them all. Brent, NL East, who do you think you picked?
I think in the NL East, everybody was favoring the Mets, and I was like, I am not doing that. I think I picked the Braves.
I'm going to buy into what other people say, and they may have, in a weird way, upgraded and get better production. I don't know how it impacts the clubhouse, though. It'll be interesting. So if they're healthy, I think the Braves get it done in the East.
How you feel about that?
That's pretty good, huh?
Not bad. I
was talking about the Freeman Olsen move.
You were. I'm surprised you've gotten as many of these as you did. What did I say for the NL East, Brent? I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll take the fighting boss man errands for the last couple days. Give me the New York Mets. How about that?
Huh.
How about that?
How about that? Boss man Aaron went to co-host Aaron.
Yeah, isn't that a weird thing?
So you got the Mets, and right now you're in good shape.
Brent, NL Central, who'd you pick?
The NL Central, I would not go with the Brewers. I think I picked the Cardinals.
I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Well done, Brent.
Golly, I'm all over this.
You know yourself better than you thought. I also picked the Cardinals.
I do know myself better than I thought.
How about the NL West?
I might have went on a limb in the West, which was probably dumb, especially with was it last year I picked the... No, I think I went with the Dodgers. I was like, I just can't do it. I'll pick the Dodgers.
Yeah, I didn't cut that one for some reason, but you did pick the Dodgers. But I cut mine, which was not the Dodgers.
Let me hear you say something besides the Dodgers. I can't wait for
Austin,
this. What do you got?
Padres. I did that one out of spite because you said all that. That's why I left that in there. I tried to cut Austin out as much as possible, but I couldn't cut that one out. So that's where we are on that. Brent, who do you think you had going in the World Series? I promise you're not going to remember. Your cardboard cutout fell down. Sorry, Brent. I'll work on that.
I feel like I did something a little out of... I know I didn't go Dodgers-Yankees.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think I went. I want to say I went like Brewers, White Sox.
I'm going to take, how about for fun, we'll take the Blue Jays and the Giants in one that's never been predicted.
winner?
I'll go with the Giants to win the World Series.
That's not looking good. I picked the Giants to win the World Series, huh?
Apparently.
Let me go look at the Giants right now. Where are they?
I think they're in third.
Third place is not good. Can they even get in the postseason? And then I got a chance. Let's go wild card and National League, and the Giants are, half a game back.
There you
half
go.
a game back. I'm in the mix.
There you go.
Still got a chance.
This is the decision I made, by the way. I think it's two teams that will do anything they can to get there, even in the trade deadline. So that would be the Dodgers, who I don't even have one in the division, and the Blue Jays. And since nobody else did it, come on, the Blue Jays.
We all love
good.
the Blue Jays, right? I mean, everybody loves. Who's the most disappointing team right now? I mean, the Blue Jays are in the mix, but who would you say is the most disappointing team? Rays, Blue Jays, based on expectation. Nobody else really that I look up. Angels, they're always disappointing.
I mean, the White Sox.
Yeah, I guess right now the White Sox being 500, right?
Yeah, I would say them.
Yeah,
but
I think the Blue Jays and the Rays are in the conversation. But now the Rays have been hurt. I will give them.
The Rays are super hurt.
See, I think the Red Sox are actually like kind of who they are. Like 48 and 45 for the Red Sox, over 500 in that division isn't bad, and that's kind of what they are. Like I don't think they are that good to begin with.
Yeah.
So like, it doesn't bother me. What the one thing I would love to know, and maybe you can find this out. I didn't ask beforehand, but what were the odds of Baltimore either making the playoffs or winning the World Series going into the season?
I can find it.
Because, both are realistic. I mean, listen, you got to get in to have a chance to win, right? So that's why I say it's realistic. They're not winning the World Series, but they're 3.5 games out. So they get in the playoffs, and you're in the dance.
Yeah, it's possible.
So, I mean, it is somewhat possible.
Brent, your NL MVP was who?
I don't remember at all. Did I say Bryce Harper?
And I will go with another big year from Bryce Harper.
How did you remember that?
Wow, that's pretty good right there.
That is so good. Brent, do you have an AL MVP guess of who you said?
AL MVP.
This clip is 1 second.
It's 1 second, huh?
Yeah, you didn't give much
I
reasoning.
know. Oh, no, I know who my AL MVP was. And by the way, this guy is in the running. It's Devers.
Rafael Devers.
Wow. You're surprisingly good at this. Brent, who do you think is going to win the Cy Young? Both. It's both on one clip.
This one wasn't as good. Gosh, who did I pick in the Cy Young? I think I stayed away from the Dodgers. I don't know. I'm just going to throw some guys out there because I really don't know. I don't have a good feel for this one. I'm going to say I picked Corbin in the National League. And in the American League, I picked. Shoot, man, I don't even know. Give me somebody, Brent. Give me somebody.
AL Central.
I don't even have everybody. Go ahead. Yeah, I don't even know. Go ahead.
How about Bieber? I'm going to go with. How about an Aaron Nola sighting?
How about it, Brent?
Nola.
Yep, those are your picks.
How are they doing?
Nola got rocked the first 3 stars because he was on my fantasy team, and I think Bieber's okay. But those are your picks, Brent.
All right, not bad.
By the way, give you these. This is what I thought was going to happen. MVPs. AL MVP, Trevor Story.
I like that.
NL MVP, Matt Olson. Boy, that was bad, huh? But now I know what you're thinking. It can't get worse than that. Play the Cy Youngs. You can go ahead and give me Noah Syndergaard in the AL.
Ooh.
And you can go ahead and give me Walker Buehler in the NL. Goodness. Them boys suck.
That's tough to take, huh?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Yep.
That's good. I love about the fact that we both picked the Red Sox guys to win the MVP.
I know.
Which
what
was kind of stupid because the Red Sox weren't going to be that good.
And here's the best part. Nobody, and I mean nobody, had the Yankees going to the playoffs. Not one of the three of us.
We didn't have, none of us had the Yankees go in the playoffs.
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, they had lost the trust of people.
We had the Rays and he had Toronto.
Wow.
Yep.
How about here's some fun stuff for you, all right? Red Sox make the playoffs, yes or no? Plus 100 for yes, minus 130 for no.
Oh, I'm betting no then.
Yeah, White Sox, minus 140 yes, plus 110 no.
I'm betting no.
Guardians, yes, plus 215, no, minus 275.
Yeah, there's not a bet to make there.
Yeah, they don't even have an Orioles one on here. That's kind of weird. No, seriously, they don't. Why wouldn't they?
Because they know nobody's going to bet yes.
That'd be a great one. They don't want to take the chance.
Judging by what you're saying, it would be like plus 400 for yes for the Orioles.
Yeah, probably. Let me give you the best plus 300. Would you buy the? Would you buy? I don't know. Plus 215. Guardians are plus 215. That's the high one. You'd have to go no bet on the Padres making the playoffs or the Blue Jays making the playoffs to get plus 300 or plus 350.
I would go no on the Padres.
Yeah, probably me too.
Yeah, I think Toronto will get in.
World Series top 3 liability, whatever that means. Orioles, Mariners, and Reds. AL MVP, top 3 most bet. Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, Alvarez as well.
Yeah.
NL, Paul Goldschmidt, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner.
Austin was Trey Turner, by the way.
Okay.
I wanted Trey Turner, and then he took him, and then I had to pick Matt Olson. Stupid.
So right now, by the way, if you like betting data for future odds, oh no, that's not. If right now Devers is plus 2,800 to win the MVP.
That's a good bet.
It's not a bad bet, right? I mean,
because if they make
Judge
the playoffs, he's got to be hot. Yeah.
And Ohtani, like Judge would have to get hurt, and Ohtani maybe the same.
Would have to retire. Yeah.
Ohtani is the favorite at minus 120.
How is he?
Did Ohtani win MVP last year?
Yeah. How is he not the ridiculously heavy favorite? Like, how does he not win?
Judge is having a crazy year, and to be honest with you, the money should be on Alvarez. He's plus 1,400.
Bro, the money should not be on. How does Ohtani not? He pitches and hits.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, okay, his numbers are similar. Okay, just imagine they're similar to Aaron Judge, which they probably will be hitting. He then pitches. There's nobody more valuable. Nobody else does both.
Do you think he should be higher in the AL Cy Young talk?
Yeah, the pitching numbers are really good. The average is way down. The home runs are there, but the pitching has been disgusting, which is what we thought when he came over. He was supposed to be a better pitcher than hitter, and then he had the Tommy John. He didn't pitch a lot, and now it's like he's in full form. He's finally there.
Well, here you go. By the way, McClanahan plus 175, favorite to win the Cy Young. Verlander at 9 years old, plus 220.
Yeah, he old.
Shohei plus 600, and my guy Bieber plus 4,000.
Well, throw $1 down, Brent. Might work out for you.
That would be pretty good. All right, we'll take a break. Those are your odds. There's plenty of more of them, by the way. To win the World Series, the Yankees and Dodgers are the favorites. No surprise there. The Baltimore Orioles, here we go, plus 7,500
to win
the World Series. That's almost not enough. Like, I thought it would be bigger than that.
No, that's about right.
So that's some of your odds for you bettors out there in baseball. We'll take a break. We talk about the Jacksonville Giants a little bit. Where are they at as a franchise after all the success? What's next for the Jacksonville Giants? We continue to celebrate local sports here on a Wednesday. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
A mix of sun and clouds today with a few scattered showers and thunderstorms developing. Highs 90 to 95, dropping into the mid-70s tonight. And partly sunny with an isolated afternoon thunderstorm tomorrow as temperatures reach the mid-90s. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish. Join me today beginning at 5 p.m. on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Save up to 40% now during the Christmas and July sale at Beard's Diamonds.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Hey, everybody, this is Brent Martineau. I'm excited to host Action Sports Jacks live from the Cora Physical Therapy grand opening at the new St. John's Clinic Thursday, July 28th. The show is from 3 until 6, but the grand opening festivities extend until 7. Come enjoy complimentary food and drinks. Everyone who attends will also have the opportunity to win prizes. So don't miss Action Sports Jacks live from the Cora Physical Therapy grand opening at the new St. John's Clinic Thursday, July 28th. While there, schedule a complimentary screening. No physician's referral needed. Just visit coraphysicaltherapy.com.
Big, bigger, biggest. It's the Big One sales event, even on used, going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. That's over 400 used on the lot, all makes and models. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Big selection, big sale. The Big One sales event going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot today.
The Jacksonville Police Athletic League enriches the lives of children by creating positive relationships between law enforcement and the youth of our community through educational, athletic, and leadership programs. This is Mary Bishop, the Executive Director of PAL. We'd like to invite you to get involved. With your support, we can continue to deliver our core program services: after-school education, summer camp, sports, mentoring, and teen leadership. To get involved, go to jaxpal.com. That's jaxpal.com. You can make a difference in the lives of a child. PAL today, leader for life.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the chief. Chief meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Thanks, everyone, for baking your way here on this toasty morning. Are you all ready to jam? Excellent. Before we get rolling, let's start by hashing out everything bagel we'll be discussing. Profit margins are okay, but they could maybe be butter. Sorry, I don't mean to waffle. Next quarter, it's all or muffin. Did you have a question, sausage patty?
My name's Patricia.
When you can't take your mind off breakfast, it matters where you stay. Delicious breakfast available at our Hilton family of brands. Hilton, for the stay.
Research shows listeners don't like it when ads interrupt their music. So to help you remember that Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance, we made this ad optional. If you want to skip this ad, remove your left earphone. Liberty Mutual customizes home insurance so you only pay for what you need.
If you're missing this informative ad, you must love wasting your cash.
It's the easy and smart way to save.
Now it's all been said, so if that earphone was out, put it back in your head.
Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jacks. Watch, listen, subscribe.
LeBron James the best player in basketball?
If I was starting a team just for this season, and I have to begin with a player and build around him, and
the idea is to win a championship. I will go with LeBron if you force me. I can't prove it anymore. I used to be able to prove it easily. I can't prove it anymore. And you can make a hell of an argument for other guys. Like when LeBron went up against Giannis, he didn't want it. He did not want that smoke with Giannis, and Giannis was physically dominant. I get it. But to win a championship, I'm still taking LeBron.
That is Max Kellerman and obviously Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams. Mm-hmm. They call it KJM.
Yeah, they do.
And I think that's an interesting case. I don't know if I agree. I'm a big LeBron fan. I'll defend LeBron. I'm not sure if picking LeBron is just even on a one-year deal if I need to win a championship, starting him there.
Nah.
You?
No. If I have to start a team with one dude, definitely not LeBron. Not
for
at
1
this
year.
age.
But I mean, he put it for 1 year. Like,
no,
it doesn't matter the age. I mean,
Giannis.
he just had 30 points a game. You know,
Giannis.
Yeah.
Joker. Dame Lillard. Now I'm getting reckless.
Luka.
Dwight Howard. No,
you just named a lot of guys outside of Greek Freak, though, that I don't know if they can win a championship.
Who else did I say?
Well, you said Greek Freak, so you got him.
Yep.
But
I stand by that one. Dame, I was mostly kidding. So I was serious about Joker. I think he's great. Nobody else agrees with me, but I think he's great.
But again, the question would be, can he win it all? Like, how important is that pedigree? And I think that's the interesting part of kind of where the conversation fits and who you believe in. That's where I don't know. That's where I think people, I mean, LeBron still has that. LeBron has a winning quality even at his age. And again, he's played pretty well. Like, he's the ageless wonder as of right now. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz here on a Wednesday edition of Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. And Jacksonville Giants are one of the big champions of our area when it comes to sports and organizations. And speaking of a guy who doesn't age, can still play. Now he's coaching. Gerard Tucker. What's happening, man? Jacksonville Giants coach entering year number 2 for you. Although, did you step out there on the court at all last year and play?
No, not at all. Not at all. I just stood on the sidelines and, tried to do as best as I could.
Man, we talked about that a little bit, didn't we? We were trying to get you to go out there and be a little player coach. That would have been fun.
Yeah, you know what? I think my knees were saying, hey, no, it's time to slow down, sir.
Yeah. The body tells you, doesn't it?
Yeah, man, body knows best. Trust me. Age is undefeated. I can tell you that.
Hey, give us a sense of we're celebrating local sports last couple of weeks, and obviously you guys have had just a ton of success. A couple of thoughts. One, when people talk about the ABA, and obviously it's not the NFL, right? Like, we get it. We don't talk about it every day on the show, all those things. But you guys, in your world, in the ABA world, how respected are the Jacksonville Giants for what they've done, what they've accomplished over what now feels like at least a decade here in town?
I would say extremely respected. I mean, I think people know that whenever the Jacksonville Giants are slated to be on the schedule or we're about to play them, they have to bring their best. I think people around town kind of see it as a little bit watered down because we've won so much, but they don't understand how much work we've actually put in to stay on top. Like, it takes a lot to, win 7 championships within a decade. Like, it takes a lot. You know what I mean? So you have to stay in tip-top shape, have the best guys come play. So I think in the ABA world, we are pretty much the cream of the crop. There are a few teams that are up there with us, but, I mean, everybody knows that when it comes to the ABA, you got to pretty much the championship goes through Jacksonville.
And will that happen again? I mean, are you guys going to have a lot coming back and be as strong as you've been?
Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, we should have Maurice Mickens back, Bernard Nugent coming back, Elijah Smith coming back. So we'll have a pretty good core coming back, and then we got some young guys that'll come in and, really add to what we need to do because it's about that time to start, transitioning from, start bringing in a new core. That way they know exactly how to win and, how much it means to us to win championships. So.
What Gerard Tucker with us, head coach of the Jacksonville Giants. What do you guys do this time of year? Like, what is as you get set for another season? Where do the Jacksonville Giants go? What are you doing? Like, how's that work in your world?
Well, during the summer, these guys are professionals, so they do a lot of training on their own. A lot of them play in leagues and for different tournaments and all kinds of stuff like that. I know a few of the guys are actually playing in it's called the Ace League, Orlando. Down in Orlando, they're playing in that tournament, so they play all over the place. Training, doing that kind of stuff. Me during the summer, I just I do teach on the side, so this is my time off. So I just kind of hang out. I have my nephew here in town, so I just kind of hang out with him, hang out with my daughters.
That's awesome. Much. That's good stuff. That's how much, and that's something we talked about with the Jacksonville Sharks a couple weeks ago. That these guys all have like other jobs, and these guys do a lot of different things, right, to kind of keep the dream alive of playing ball and playing at a high level. Absolutely. They, a lot of them train kids. If there's anything to do with basketball, a lot of these guys do it. So I know Maurice does. He has a fitness kind of company where he trains anybody, any age. It doesn't matter where he trains them, like fitness train. So, a lot of guys just do certain, like different things during the summer to make sure they stay within the game of basketball. So, Aaron Bowen just had he had a summer camp a couple weeks ago where, as a matter of fact, this past weekend where he had a summer basketball camp for a lot of kids. So, and that was actually really good. I was there for him, helping him out, supporting him for that. The ABA has always been like this big league, like teams all over the place, and continues to be. What's the health of the league as you look at it? You've played in it for a long time. It goes way back, obviously. So it's got plenty of tradition. What is the health of the ABA as you look at it now, maybe going into the next 3 years, 5 years, as we look at it 10 years down the road? Actually, they just named a new president, a guy named Greg Brown. He used to own the Baltimore Hawks. And so he's a younger guy. He has different visions for the league. And he's saying that, he wants to improve the league in terms of, like, having the best teams play each other and, helping people out with, setting up scheduling to where they don't have to go as far as to, like, let's just say from Jacksonville to California to play the best teams, So he's trying to make it so where the best teams in the region have to play each other, which is good because, you don't want to have to play the bad teams all the time. And then when you get to the playoffs, all of a sudden you run into a team that you've never seen before, so it's just trying to make the competition better. So I think over the next 3 to 5 years with his plan, with what he's trying to do, the league should get stronger. And I think it should be more teams coming in that'll have better players, better competition, because it's kind of tough for guys to go overseas and make it to the NBA. So there's a lot of talent that's just pretty much at home that can play. So why not? Yeah, well, we've seen that. Like the ABA. Yeah, we've seen that talent on display right here in Jacksonville. It's a fun watch, and these guys are gifted players. We say it. We've been able to play alongside them, see it right up close, and it just shows you. Hey, there are more and more good athletes, it feels like, coming out in every sport this day and age based on training and the attention on it and the focus and the specialization. So I think you're right. The health of some of these leagues, not everybody's going to fit in the NBA. They're not going to expand to 60 teams in the NBA. So whether it's these developmental leagues and ABA, and yes, the overseas things, it does work. Could they ever create, by the way, the overseas? Can we not create the overseas kind of experience that guys go to because we have the NBA? Is that part of the reason? Yeah, I think that's part of the reason. Also, when you go overseas, you're kind of like isolated from like your family and like, from basically from America. So it's like it's like a kind of like a culture shock, if you know what I mean. Like you're just over somewhere where you might not speak the language, or you might be the only American on the team. So it's just like you and your teammates. So it's kind of a unique experience. I think here, because it's, so many of us here, the experience is different. Like, you know what I'm saying? You might meet somebody that's from the same city as you, that's going to where you're going to play, or maybe you stay home in your own city. So you have your family around, and it's a different dynamic. We could try to replicate it, but it'll be extremely hard. Extremely hard. Yeah, well, and I'm sure they would have tried if they could. But anyway, you still get some good basketball in the ABA and especially in Jacksonville. Gerard Tucker, thanks for taking a few minutes here, man. Look forward to another season, and we'll catch up with you down the road.
All right. Thanks for having me.
You bet. The Jacksonville Giants, all the success they've had in Jacksonville, and a fun watch and a lot of talent out there. We'll be joined by one of those players and one of the most talented we've seen over the years joining us in the 5 o'clock hour as well. Let's take a break. Action Sports Shacks on ESPN 690. We roll on. We inch closer to football season. Just a reminder, Action Sports Shacks OT coming up later today with Casey Kurtz and Brian Middleton at 6 o'clock. And then tomorrow we will have a 2022 preview show of the Jacksonville Jaguars training camp, which players report on Sunday. Camp starts Monday morning. We go all Jags on a edition of ESPN 690 coming up tomorrow. We'll be right back here on a Wednesday. We talk a little more football when we come back.
Thanks for all the support on the Dream 18 cards. We sold out of Dream 18 cards, and we're raising more funds for local charities through the Dream 18. And coming up next, it's a Dream 18 golf tournament, September 19th at the Golf Club at Southampton. Registration is now open. We'd love you to be a part of it. Buy a foursome, or maybe just play on an individual basis. Maybe it's a tee sign. Get your company involved. Here's how you register. Action Sports Shacks, Dream18.com. September 19th at the Golf Club of Southampton. Play on our Dream 18, Action Sports Shacks, Dream18.com.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Rock the runway. You own it. Have a ball. You own it. Land the big one. You own it. At Community First Credit Union, you can own it all. When you bank at Community First, you're not just a customer, you're an owner. That means you're in control with better rates, fewer fees, and free digital tools. We put you first so you can relax and just be yourself. Go ahead and own it. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
The Tech Coast Conference brought to you by KPMG is back, October 3rd and 4th. Jacksonville is a dynamic hub for technology and development. The Jacksonville Chamber IT Council is excited to again showcase Northeast Florida as a tech leader of innovation and creativity. Be a part of the Tech Coast Conference to highlight your company as a tech innovator. To participate or sponsor, log on to techcoastconference.com for event details. That's techcoastconference.com.
Here comes Buddy Guy. And John Hyatt and the Gunners, featuring Sonny Landreth. Saturday, August 6th at St. Augustine Amphitheater. Tickets on sale now at theamp.com. Don't miss Buddy Guy and John Hyatt and the Gunners, featuring Sonny Landreth. Produced by A&G Presents.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
The summer of performance is back, and so is the legendary Acura Integra. Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for aggressive APR offers and exclusive summer bonuses on the next-gen 2023 Integra today. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami, Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana, taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Being isolated and lonely can be harmful to your health, resulting in high blood pressure, a greater risk of heart disease, and early onset dementia. So it's important to build and maintain social connections. Try a new hobby, volunteer, exercise, or use your phone or other device to stay in touch. Visit connecttoeffect.org to find resources and ways to stay connected. This message is brought to you by United Healthcare and AARP Foundation.
I'll ring you up in a second. Kim, can you see if we have more acid wash?
Desmona's thrift store is the spot for killer vintage finds.
Oh, that looks fabulous on you. Hey, can you do the register?
But her sales clerk situation feels pretty threadbare.
Oh, yeah, let me clear out that fitting room.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Backyard grill-outs are better this summer with the Omaha Steaks All-American Assortment. Visit omahasteaks.com, enter Sizzle in the search bar, and fill your freezer with 16 mouth-watering entrees like butcher's cut filet mignons, pork chops, boneless chicken breasts, and more. Plus 8 ultra-juicy Omaha Steaks burgers free. Go to omahasteaks.com, type Sizzle into the search bar for a special price on the All-American Assortment, and get 8 Omaha Steaks burgers free. That's omahasteaks.com, keyword Sizzle.
Incubus invades Daly's Place next Tuesday night, and ESPN 690 has tickets to the show. Just log on to ESPN690.com and register to win the tickets. It's Incubus with special guest Sublime with Rome and the Aquadolls at Daly's Place.
Kingsbury, is he the one that is first in the crosshairs there?
It is, because people are catching up to his system. They get out to these fast starts, and then they wear down, much like Chip Kelly in that offense used to be. You know, it was all spread, all gas, no breaks. Everybody just running around, deep threats, and tempo. And then that wears down on your players, and they have to figure out a way to establish the run with James Conner, who was good for them last year. They got to find a way how to be balanced and not just throwing the ball all the time. And that falls right at the shoulders of Cliff Kingsbury, who says he has to be better.
Hey, welcome back to Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. Brent Martineau along with Casey Kurtz. Casey, I got good news for you.
What do you got?
You're going to not need that office soon.
What do you got?
I just bought Mega Millions.
Oh, good.
$630 million.
Sweet. That'll be great.
So
we're going to quit or what?
Well,
are you going to get new offices or?
We'll have to figure out our escape plan, exit plan in the works.
Yeah.
But
sweet.
Yeah.
Nice.
So anyway, but definitely you'll get a little bit of that.
Do you have to be a Georgia resident to collect?
No. Gosh, I hope not. I've bought lottery tickets this year, like in 15 different states, it feels like.
Did you win any of them?
I haven't checked.
Okay. We could have been out of here a while ago.
Well, yeah, but I know I didn't win the big one because it just keeps rolling over.
True.
Like every time I would check to be like, okay, did I win? Did somebody win? All right, nobody won the big one, so I didn't even check like if I won like $1.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I've got them still. I just have to do that. But
yeah. Hey,
I have a tendency to do that a lot, actually. Like, I'll buy these tickets, and then all of a sudden I'll have like 20 of them.
Yeah, I've seen
in
your
the
truck.
car.
Yeah.
And I have to go, like, look up on the website, like, past winners. And I'm like, hey, you moron. Like, you can win, like, decent amount of money here, you know.
You can.
You might want to check.
I've checked every one you've bought for me at the Circle K right down the street.
Yeah, you got to go back in and check.
When did Action News Jack start putting the lottery on the news?
Hey, yeah, that's happened now, right after my sportscast, huh?
Well, yeah.
Whoever's sportscast.
Last night it wasn't you, but yeah, I for some reason had it on, or 2 nights ago. And yeah, I was like, oh, the lottery. That's new. They didn't have that when I worked there.
So. I know. I don't know. Like, I actually asked somebody, but I couldn't I didn't get the full answer because I think in a lot of the places I've been, the ABC affiliates have had like that Powerball drawing, you know, like the live one.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if this is different than that or if it is that just in a different way. Because I don't think you have to carry like you know how they do the thing when the numbers come up at like 11 or something like that. Like I don't think you have to carry that. And so I'm not completely sure. That's a good question. I like to know the inside the TV business stuff, and I don't have a full answer. I got to get that. Like so because that is new. I saw that too, that we're now putting the lottery numbers after sports, which by the way should increase viewership.
It really should.
If
People
you're hanging around.
See. Yeah,
you want to hang around, see if you won, you get to see Brett first.
And that's just part of the prize.
That's a part of, hey, that's your consolation prize.
There it is. You don't win,
right?
But you got to see 2.5 minutes of Brent.
That's it. And no more. Like, it's 2.5 minutes, and that's it.
Yeah, you don't even go to the desk at the end of the show.
No, that's good. I'm out of there. Like, I'm in my car by the time they're wrapping up the show now.
By the way, folks, if you're like listening to that and you just heard him say that, you're like, oh, that's cap. It's not. He walks out, and he's gone. Like, nobody on the sports team is hanging around. Like, they do their thing, 2.5 minutes. Brent's throwing the mic down. Most of the time, not even off. That's why the batteries are dead. And then he complains about it the next day, but that's a story unrelated. And then he's gone. He's out. Tires are squealing, and the show hasn't even ended yet. TV magic.
Yeah. No, it's true. Like, and by the way, like I used to, I probably am not squealing. Like I'm still probably doing something extra else. Like a lot of times I'll do my radio stuff from spots or something like that after. And so I'll have to go mess around and edit on the computer and then send stuff, you know. So it's not totally correct, but in theory it is. And I will say I'm more like I used to hang around until 1 o'clock in the morning at the station and do a lot of stuff for the next day.
Mm-hmm.
But the pandemic has changed like a lot of like just the way we do things, you know, just our habits.
Day-to-day.
You know, just our habits. It changed. And so there's a lot of things I can accomplish at home during the day, in the morning, and blah, 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 all this other stuff that I've just kind of made a new habit. And so therefore, after the show, I can kind of get out of there. And one of the things I try to do, and I'm trying to do a better job of, is get home and kind of get to bed as early as I can so I can get a little more sleep during like the football season part. And that's good in theory, but it's hard. Like the hard thing to do when you're on TV late at night, when you work late at night in general, anything, is get home and wind down and go to bed. Like that's a real thing.
No, it is.
And so
some of us go home and play FIFA, and then like they lose, and then they think about that all night. You're like, why did he pass it to him? You know?
No, that's not me.
That's me.
But, speaking of FIFA,
oh yeah,
this is a good time. Like, there's big news in the world of video gaming, I guess.
Listen up, folks. Listen up. If you play FIFA and you don't play on PlayStation and you play on Xbox or the computer, and you're like, you know what? I really want that smoke with the guy on ESPN690. Well, that's me. My name's Casey, and I will whoop you in FIFA. But the good news, FIFA 23, they announced it's going to be cross-platform. So if you're playing on Xbox and you want to get whooped by me on PlayStation, we can do that now.
So how does this all work? Like, so if you like FIFA, this is really good news?
It's if you have like friends playing Xbox. Like, so the usual problem in life is if you have a PlayStation, you can't play people playing Xbox. Like, that's a thing. You can't cross-platform.
That's territorial, right? It's like if you have...
Well, they just don't make the games that way, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Mac versus Windows.
Sure. So, like, a game like Fortnite, you can play because it's the way they made the game. Like, it's cross-platform.
And that's why it's done so well, probably, or did so well.
True. The sports games have never been that way. So now FIFA goes out and does it. And then if you, like, my best friend plays on Xbox. So, like, I'll send him a text, be like, do you want the smoke? And he'll be like, no, you're too good. And I'll be like, dang. But in theory, he could get whooped by me now on FIFA. Or, like, Ty, does Ty have Xbox?
Ty has PlayStation.
So Ty could have got the smoke the whole time. But the point of the story is...
Ty doesn't play FIFA, I don't think.
Exactly, because he's scared. He knows that I work here now. But Ty...
I'll check with him.
Yeah, check with him. But he could now play, if he has a friend on Xbox playing FIFA, he could get FIFA 23, learn to play with his other friend on Xbox. Then they could both get the smoke from me later in the afternoon.
That's good. Like, are you good at FIFA, or are you just like to brag like you think?
Bro, I will crush you.
Well, not me. I haven't played FIFA like ever.
Yeah. No, I'm
like,
okay.
Could I, in like six weeks, if I played FIFA every day, could I beat you?
Bro, I could be an MLS team and you could be Manchester City. I'd win by 6.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that your best video game?
Currently, it used to be MLB. Bro, I'll tell you, you used to not want to smoke in MLB. Now I've kind of given up on MLB because it's too inconsistent, which, by the way, FIFA is very inconsistent as well. But MLB is like way too inconsistent. You get like a perfect contact, middle of the barrel, and you'll ground out to second. So I'm sick of that. FIFA, it's, you know.
Welcome to Ty's life.
Amen, Ty. I'm with you there. But yeah, FIFA, I'm a problem at FIFA. I can occasionally be a problem at Fortnite. Like, it's not an everyday thing, but sometimes I'm locked in and I'll get 14, 15 kills in a game. It's a wrap, bro.
I tell you, I've watched Ty play Fortnite a little bit and the kids, and I just don't even understand it.
You're just trying to win, bro.
I know. Like, I'm just saying I don't understand, like, why just certain things happen in the game. Like, I'm sure if I played it 3 times, I'd figure it out, but I don't get it. So I do wonder if at some stage of my life, like, I have no interest in playing a video game. None. Like, I went through this Pac-Man stage last year, and I haven't really even played Pac-Man the last couple of months. And I think I got to get back to that. That was good, like, good therapy. Get your mind off stuff and just play Pac-Man. It was great. And so I got to get back to that a little bit. Speaking of habits, that was a good habit. I had a habit of coming home and just going to play Pac-Man. And so I want to do that more. But, like, I just don't see myself picking up video game playing ever. Like, there's not an itch at all. But, like, you say FIFA, and I think that could be fun because I used to play some sort of FIFA soccer or whatever back in the day. Like, that's been around forever, right? And I do remember it being fun. But, like, the MLB The Show and those kind of games, and Fortnite especially, like, I just have zero interest. Like, zero. Like, there's not an itch at all for me to do it. But I do wonder if I picked it up, played it, I might enjoy it a little, and then I'd be, like, hooked like the rest of you goofballs are.
Here's what we should do. I think when FIFA 23 comes out, you should buy us all a copy. And by all of us, I mean me especially, and then Ty, and then you can learn on Ty's, or you could just get your own machine, right? You can get an Xbox or PlayStation because we can play each other, and then we could all just play FIFA. We could do, like, you can do these things where we do, like, a season. We could play against each other, and I could smoke you. That's fine. Or we could do, like, a season with, like, a team, and then we could all be on the same team. We could pass to each other and score. It'd be dope.
That would be cool.
But
like, I kind of like that team camaraderie.
Yeah, and we get Aaron on it. We get Brian on it. We could get literally 11 dudes.
That would be kind of fun.
But the key part of this is
our 11th man could be a listener.
Or, like, it sounds like we need a lot more than just one listener. So if you play FIFA, hit us up. Sounds like we need a team. But most importantly, Brent is going to buy everyone the game when it comes out at $70 a pop.
When is it coming out?
I'm not sure.
All right. Keep me posted. Maybe we'll do it. Maybe I'll give one away.
If you give one away and I don't get one, I'm quitting.
Well, you know what I want to ask, though, is, like, remember when everybody was looking for PlayStation 5? Was that last year or something? Is that 5? Was it 5?
It was 5, yes.
Is that still a thing? Like, can you find PlayStations now?
I think they're easier to find now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I still have a PlayStation 4. You can buy me that, too, if you want.
I think Ty has a 4. Because that was the crazy thing. We talked about this. PlayStation 4 to 5, it was like an 8-year difference, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a long, long time. You would know if he had a 5 because you bought it.
No, he doesn't have a 5.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's a 4 or a 3.
Oh, no, he's got a 4. He's got a 4.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a 3.
Okay. You know more about this than me. That's great.
Yep.
We'll be back. Football at 5, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 on a Wednesday.
If you're living with chronic joint pain in your knees, hips, lower back, and shoulders, I've got exciting news for you.
Emmitt Smith, all-time rushing leader and Hall of Famer.
Now you can get relief from pain without harmful medications and surgery. Call my guys at QC Kinetics. QC Kinetics specializes in biologic therapies that can repair and restore damaged tissue. I'm talking about natural pain treatments now available, not just for pro athletes, but to people like you.
At QC Kinetics, we're seeing patients every day who suffer from chronic joint pain but who desperately wanted to avoid surgery. We're treating joint pain with biologic therapies, regenerative solutions with long-lasting results.
Listen, it's all about getting your life back. Playing touch football with kids, walking upstairs pain-free, getting back on a job, and patients at QC Kinetics are raving about the results.
QC Kinetics. Call to learn more about restorative treatments that can get you back in the game.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hi, I'm Mike Holmes, professional contractor and TV host.
I love helping people, but when it came to improving the water in my own home, I needed help and turned to the water experts at Connecticut to make it right. My water was causing visible problems throughout my home, and it got me thinking about the problems I couldn't see. Protecting my water-using appliances and pipes, preventing stains and hardness buildup, and having clean, great-tasting drinking water are all important to me. But choosing the right water treatment equipment can be tricky. That's where Connecticut comes in. A Connecticut water expert will test your water for free and recommend the system that fits your needs and budget. Improve the quality of your water and your life with the Connecticut water treatment system. I'm so glad I did.
This year, CGC Water Treatment is celebrating 75 years in business. Call 904-552-1242 or visit cgcwater.com for your free assessment. CGC Water Treatment are proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars and your local independent Connecticut dealer.
In the wee hours of the night, when everyone else is fast asleep, you're the one on third shift, burning the midnight oil. When a part fails and everything comes to a grinding halt, regardless of what the clock on the wall says, you leap into action. Grainger is with you and all the ones who get it done. With 24/7 customer support by phone or click to chat. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Money for research. It may not save my life. It may save my children's lives. It may save someone you love. And it's very important.
If you're able, please join us today in supporting the V Foundation for Cancer Research. Go to v.org/donate now.
ESPN Radio, Amber Wilson and Harry Douglas filling in for the guys. We were taking...
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jacks with Brent Martineau.
Hey, ESPN. What was that?
No Sports Center.
What was that? They were 30 seconds behind. I was 20 seconds behind, right? So I knew I was jumping in on it. 30 seconds behind. You don't even give a warning, and then you just go to the show? What was that?
I hope they don't have you on, that they can hear you. Or maybe I do.
What was that? I promise you, Brent, I guarantee you that there are multiple producers around the country right now saying the same thing as me, but just not on the microphone. But guess what? I'll be the voice for the producers of ESPN affiliates. What was that? Wasn't
I think they
ready.
all say thank you. A collective thank you from the producers across ESPN affiliates.
You're welcome. All right. I'm the voice for us all because I wasn't ready. I was still doing stuff on the computer. So you know what? Instead of a rejoiner sound, it's me. Welcome back to the show. Brent, take it from here.
Thank you very much. And thanks for speaking on behalf of everybody else. Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz. I was just thinking about this. I've been in like 5 different locations for this show already today. I was down the right field line the baseball game to start. I know it. It'd be great. And I'm not. The beautiful thing is I'm not sure you could tell. I don't think.
No, you sound the same.
It hasn't sounded that different to me, at least in my ear. But I started off a little quiet in the golf boys because like there was a baseball game going on, but it's not one of those games where like there are a lot of people watching, and so I didn't want to just be. Well, it's just one another. I mean, moms and dads. But
we're too many scouts there watching my boy play. That's pretty much what you just said.
Yeah, we've actually had a lot of people, not necessarily watching Ty, but with this team, you get a lot. I mean, we've had LSU, and I think Vanderbilt's coming out tomorrow. And
that's a big deal.
We've had some of the big names, some Ivies as well, UCF in Florida and Florida State. I saw a bunch watching these Dodgers play. They won today. A lot of talent on that Dodgers team. But anyway, so I started out the baseball field, right field line. Game ended. They were kicking me out of the ballpark during our second break because they wanted to lock up.
Oh.
So I go to the car,
That's rude.
and we go to the parking lot. And then I'm like, I'm going to run out of power on this thing.
I was worried, yeah.
Because usually I do it from my truck. And I can and my truck has an outlet in it.
Where's the truck,
keep
Brent?
Well, Steph's got the truck. She's at a camp with Kaylee up at the University of North Georgia today, about an hour away. And we're driving all over the place because rain is pushed, and Atlanta's like you got to drive an hour to every game. So I had to rent a car, and this doesn't have an outlet, and I didn't think about that. And so then I end up, driving during one of the segments to the gas station, bought you a winning lottery ticket of $630 million during a break, and a Diet Coke. Looked around for like an outlet there, couldn't find it. Came into, I was just driving, I saw a park. And so now I'm like, they've got to have an outlet somewhere at this park. There's ball fields, there's like bathrooms, there's everything. So I did it from the parking lot a little bit ago, and now I've made my way up to where the ball fields are in their concession stand area, and nobody's playing, thankfully.
Yeah, now you're just a creepy guy at the park.
No, just a creepy guy at the park doing a radio show, like in the middle of, where the hell am I, Georgia?
You're with Dakota Fanning.
It's amazing. It's amazing. So that's the world I live in.
So no more
right
baseball
now.
For the day?
That's why I can't get a damn office.
That's true. The world is your office, Brent.
The world is your office. I think it's fantastic. It's amazing we can do this stuff, though, with technology. You don't have to just be in one place. It is unreal that I'm allowed to do this and still be able to watch some ball and do the other things. I do not take it for granted. It is fascinating. No, we have no. It's like a game a day type stuff. You know, that's the one thing about the travel world. They kill you on that. This is travel comes with a lot of critics, and rightfully so in a lot of areas, and I am in a lot of areas too. But overall, I like the idea of playing high level ball, and you see a lot of that, and so I appreciate that part of it, and it is what it is, and the rest is what it is. But when the travel ball tournaments go well. And maybe sometimes when you do well, probably plays a role into this. But when the weather's fine and everything's on schedule and it all makes sense and it's planned out, there really can be fun weeks. When it goes bad, you really sit there and at some point or another you say, what the hell are we doing this for? Mm-hmm. You really do. Like you do. And I try to like remind myself, like, hey, it's okay. It's one off. Like we have been very fortunate over the years, quite frankly, but like we got rain and we've been moved around. Our game moved like 4 different times yesterday, 4 different times today, all this different stuff. And in Atlanta, you got to drive all over the place. We've driven an hour and 40 minutes to one game. Dang. And by the way, you got like 16 kids on the team. Not everybody plays.
Yeah, so that's the one thing that like I don't ever remember from like sports and travel baseball. I never remember for a week being like, hey, we're going to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And we played perfect games, so was that not a thing recently?
Well, some of it may have been because you lived in the area where a lot of it was. Like you might have gone to Fort Myers or Tampa.
We did go to Fort Myers a lot. Yeah, that is true.
So and most of our stuff has been at Sanford, which is next week's tournament, which I can actually drive back and forth at times too. Now camp is going to get in the way, so I'm not sure what I'll be able to do, but Sanford's like an hour and 40 minutes away. So that's doable. But we were West Palm, Fort Myers, and those are week-long things, Mm-hmm. You can't do it. So, and then Atlanta. Atlanta's the farthest one. Meanwhile, Kaylee's like all over the world. She's going to California starting like Friday. So, but really, we at least stay in the Southeast. I think there was another tournament in South Carolina that some of the teams did. So, yeah, but I don't understand why we can't get some of these things in Jacksonville. I will say that. Like, why we're such a great baseball talent area. We have plenty of space in Jacksonville to do this and on the outskirts. And I guess the closest one is Sanford, which is down more Orlando, Lake Mary, and like Lake City. But Lake City, as you get older, doesn't do a lot of the older tournaments. They're more of a young tournament, baseball and
Need
softball.
the big fields.
Yeah. So, hey, okay, I'm looking at this. Football at 5, Brent Martineau, Casey Kurtz. Once again, we'll have a big Jags preview show tomorrow. So we've kind of laid off a little bit of the Jags talk, so we talk, just about everything but. And Football Outsiders tweeted this today. I just came across this. Most yards lost to drops by QB 2021. Trevor Lawrence, 292 yards lost on 41 drops.
Jeez.
But, what's crazy is there are other quarterbacks that overcome this stuff because, who's 2 on the list? Tom Brady.
Really?
Who's 3 on the list? Josh Allen.
Yeah, that's
really interesting. Now, Tom Brady's going to chuck it way more than Lawrence, right? So you're going to have more opportunities for drops.
Yeah.
But and Trevor had 10 more drops than Brady.
Yeah.
And 7 more than Josh Allen. So anyway, just an interesting stat around Lawrence. And we got to remind ourselves, like, Trevor was set up really bad, and not a lot of people helped him out. You know, that was the one thing. Like, we talk about this a lot. Like, Trevor has to help and make people better, and that is fact. But he also didn't get a lot of help in return from a coaching standpoint all the way at the top of Urban, from a setup standpoint because of the dynamic here in Jacksonville last year, and then from an actual performance standpoint, in many respects, his receivers, who I think let him down time and time again. And then the injury bug from DJ Chark to Travis Etienne. So we can't lose sight of that. And the defense that wasn't really helping him out getting the ball back for him.
Mm-hmm.
So all those things you got to remember that when you factor in. But he would have had, 4,000 yards then? With almost, I think he would have, or at least really darn close.
Probably a couple of touchdowns, too. I'd have to imagine somebody could have scored on one of those 40 plays.
Well, and
one was a touchdown. Treadwell, right? You remember that?
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that. And here's the thing. I would say, now listen, you're going to have some drops. So you can't say 41 of them they should have had 0. That's not the case. That's not realistic. But if you do, let's just say you had 10 less drops and you're equal with Brady. Well, 10 of those might have gone for what you just said, touchdowns. But some of them might have gone for first downs, and therefore you create more plays, and therefore you're throwing for more yards, and you're moving the sticks, and you're holding on to the ball, and you're potentially scoring points. So, like, there's just a lot of things that go into that. Some of those drops are bigger than other drops is the point of the story. And it just, I think, puts another punctuation of what last year was like for Trevor Lawrence. And I think it's why people are bullish on him here in 2022. Jacksonville Giants Day here on the show as well. We're going to have another guest shortly is scheduled, so we'll have that coming up. Hey, you're a Gator fan. Anthony Richardson, do you have big expectations for him?
I wouldn't say, like, huge, right? Like, people saying he's going to win the Heisman. I don't have that. I think he'll be good. I think
Are people actually saying that?
Yeah, he's on the list. Like, he's not a favorite, but he's one of the ones that's like a good bet type thing because, the odds are okay. But, yeah, I'm not expecting him to win the Heisman or anything like that. I think he will be good. You learn from last year. Hopefully he has a good relationship with the new coaching staff and every single 6,000 coaches they have. I think he'll be good. I think he will win them some games. I don't think he's going to be great, though.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel. I think Gator fan is really hoping, right? I mean, they've just been void at that position, and he's a physical specimen now. There's a lot to like about him. I just feel like he might be hyped up a little bit. I'm kind of wait and see on that approach with the whole Gator program right now, at least in year one. But I think there's stuff to buy into there. Like I can't believe you could throw anybody out there, I guess, for a Heisman. But I mean, I'm not thinking he'll have that kind of season by any stretch of the imagination. I guess we'll see what happens with him. He's gifted. He certainly has a good skill set. He's a really good-looking player and athlete. And now they got to make that position work. But there have been a lot of failures at that spot, or at least maybe not failures is the word, but just not enough good play outside of Kyle Trask most recently.
Or consistent play. Like at times, Emory Jones was really good, but then at times it was like, dude.
You know what's really interesting? We were talking about this the other day. I want to get back to that AR-15 part of the story in a moment. But we looked at, I think we were watching TV. We were at like a wing place or something, watching TV, and they were talking about LSU and what they've done the last couple of years. And it's like how Ty said this. He's like, how often has a team like won a national championship and then goes under 500 in conference play the next 2 years? It's like, well, not much, right? And LSU's a program that they should never really do that, whether they won a national championship or not, which is why they ended up making the move and the change. But it's amazing how one-off a year they had and even the Gators had, right, with Trask. Like, now, LSU got it to come together in a whole different way. But keep in mind now, Trask and that Gator offense with Mullen, they were like unstoppable.
Yeah, and keep in mind that game, if you go back and look at the score, they ended up losing by like 2 scores. I think that game in Tuscaloosa or in Death Valley
Atlanta?
That year.
Oh, Death Valley.
Yeah, they went to LSU at night, and they kept up with them until the fourth quarter. It was down and back the field the whole time. It was crazy.
I mean, but I think what's interesting to me is you draw that dynamic between LSU and Florida those years, the Trask and Joe Burrow year. It felt more lightning in a bottle, which also exacerbates the rest, the before and after. And we're still in the after. And LSU's still in the after, but here in this part of the country, Florida's still in the after.
Right.
And is Anthony Richardson good enough to change that narrative and give them something consistent? I'm not sure. And I think it's a safe bet against right now, is I guess what I'm getting at. I will say this. You saw, this is a few-day-old story now, but his nickname was AR-15, and he's changed that based on, the automatic rifle and gun control topics and everything else. It was a smart move by him. And I don't want to give just credit to him. I mean, I don't know who made the ultimate decision. He has good people around him, whatever. But that's a nice thing to see. I think that was that's a tough thing. Like, there was no ill will, based on a nickname that he had.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, the world around you is a taboo thing right now. And so to get association away from that, I think that was kind of a neat thing, a very mature thing that he did. And I don't know really after that, I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
I just think sometimes we hammer people for doing things and making wrong decisions, and I don't think we applaud people for thinking things through and making correct decisions, and especially when it involves like young people and potential star athletes and all these other deals. Well, I just would applaud him. Maybe it's the coaches around Florida, whoever's in his ear. Maybe it's people that are in his camp, if you will. And I think so. There are some suggestions out there that maybe his NIL people, whoever's representing him, all those different things. I just think it was one of those moments where we get to applaud a player for making probably a smart decision, Casey.
Yeah, it's good situational awareness for him or whoever told him to. It's an unfortunate thing, though, for him. I do somewhat feel bad for him because, like you mentioned, he wasn't trying to do anything wrong. It's literally his initials and his number. You know what I mean? The world around him turned into a pretty crazy place, and things continue to happen that shouldn't happen around that connotation. So it sucks that he has to change a brand that he built, but the idea that he's aware enough to change it, figure it out. He's going to continue to make, clothes and product and stuff, which he should. He'll change the name, but I think it's probably a good move by him at the end of the day, and I imagine that, when the season starts and the new brand comes out, we won't even really remember it.
Yeah, I don't even know because I don't sit on these guys' social media channels, and so I don't know if he was getting grief about it. I'm sure there were some comments, but regardless, I first of all, I think people in general know that it was his name, initials, and his number, and everything else just kind of happened to collide there.
Yeah.
But secondly, I just think whether he thought he was pressured into making the right move or it was just something that he did, it was the right move, and I think a good play by him and showed some maturity. And I just think, again, I think at times we don't applaud, especially young people who can make a lot of dumb decisions and get a lot of dumb information and a lot of dumb advice for doing the right thing. So that was a story of the last few days. The SEC Media Days are going on actually right here in Atlanta. I could have gone over.
You could have.
I could have done that.
But you didn't.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I've been to the one. I think it's just the second time in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. I think I was at the first one.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, I was at I know I was at the first one in Atlanta. So, sorry. For you SEC fans, I did not go over there. And Billy Napier, I think, is even talking like right now.
Maybe. I think he is, yeah.
So, what's your, again, Gator fan, we don't really talk a lot about this until the season kind of goes, and we'll see where the Florida State and, Georgia and everybody takes kind of form. But are you bullish on Napier? Or were you, as again, I like your temperature because you're a Gator fan. I'm like the farthest thing from a Gator fan.
Yeah.
Again, I'll just wait and see what happens. But are you bullish on this guy, or are you like, I don't know?
I didn't,
especially with all the recruiting talk lately.
Yeah, I didn't love it at first. If you remember, I'm very strongly in wait and see because I think it's going to be unlucky that this is the year that he takes over, and there's no other way around it. But you start off with Utah, which is not a team you really want to play. Utah's pretty good. Yeah. I think that's an unlucky start to the season when you would usually play like Eastern Washington, which they play later. But you're going to start off with a tough game. Then you go straight into Kentucky, which is again, pretty good team. Tennessee's going to be better. Missouri's better. They have a tough schedule. They also have to play A&M. They will get Vanderbilt, which is cool, obviously, as they always do. But I think the out-of-conference schedule is pretty tough. You've got Utah. Florida State's going to be better. I don't think they're going to win a lot of games because I just think the other teams on the schedule are better for the most part. They will beat the teams they're supposed to. They'll steal one in the SEC, maybe two, but I really don't think that's going to be that great of the year just because their opponents are going to be really tough, I think.
Do Florida and even Georgia to a degree, I would say I just think Georgia's in a different echelon, right? They've got to be until we see something different. But we'll say Florida as at least a second fiddle there. We'll see where Tennessee ends up because they certainly have the ability to get back in that conversation, although it seems like it's been a while. But the Kentucky situation, they've really elevated their program to not be a doormat. And when you're not a doormat, that means you can surprise. Yeah. And they've probably overall the last 3, 4, 5 years very much surprised with some of their consistency and some of their play. It wasn't just like a 1 year, hey, we were good. And now I see maybe a South Carolina coming. And is Beamer doing something there? Yeah. Does he have something there? And I don't know. I'm not predicting they do because sometimes it feels like they do and then they really don't, at South Carolina especially. But if they do, and they even become like what Kentucky is right now, where they're dangerous, well, all of a sudden you're adding to especially when you're a team like Florida and you're vulnerable and you're not great. Georgia still should be able to handle it, but you got to be eyeing the upset. But you just don't have the Kentucky, South Carolina, Vanderbilt automatic win. And by the way, as of late, you even had like a Tennessee kind of automatic win. So it does change the landscape of the East some. It's certainly not the depth of play in the West, but it does feel a little bit different than it's been maybe over the last decade.
Yeah, and I think those two teams specifically with Kentucky and South Carolina, they're now going to have something the Gators don't. Anthony Richardson played a little bit, but Kentucky has a guy playing quarterback. He's played a ton. He came from Penn State, then he came to Kentucky and played. Now he's going to play again. Like, they have experienced quarterback play. South Carolina on the other side, which we tend to forget, will run out there. The dude from Oklahoma, whose name now escapes me, that was the number one. What is the dude's name? Brent. What's his name?
From Oklahoma?
Yep. He was with Oklahoma. Now he's with South Carolina. Oh, man. What is the dude's name? The point of the story is he's
Rattler.
Good. Yes, Spencer Rattler. Thank you. I never would have came up with it. Spencer Rattler.
I was going to just have dead air until we figured it out.
That would have been great.
Spencer.
That was my plan. My phone was right
what
here.
What a bust he was at Oklahoma.
Well, I mean, he was okay, though. Like, he wasn't horrible. And I think South Carolina does have something a little bit going, so they have experienced quarterback play now. He can make you plays. He's a guy that can win you games in college. So, yeah, there's not a lot of doormats in that division, and I think the Gators are definitely not a doormat, but, like, they're a team that I think a lot of these other teams are looking at. Like, Kentucky right now is like, we can beat them. South Carolina is like, we can beat them. Vanderbilt's not. They can't be anybody.
Yeah, that's true. And by the way, I'm not sure South Carolina's there, but this year we might find out that they do get there.
Yeah.
They do have they have like this quiet confidence with Beamer.
They will win it.
Maybe it's not quiet, but
yes, they will win at least a game, maybe two that they were not favored in. I guarantee.
Yeah, I think they already did last year. They proved that.
But I think they'll just continue that because now they have Rattler, who I think is better than what they had.
How about the talk of Kirby Smart? This is not the first time. He continues to say that he's not the biggest fan of playing in Jacksonville for the world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. It's stupid because,
but it's not new. Like, it's not new. Kirby's been the guy that's kind of, if there's one guy over the years that's pushed for it, nobody's been louder than Kirby Smart to get it back to Athens or home and home or maybe an every 3-year cycle thing.
Yeah. No, I know, but it's annoying, because if this game was in Atlanta, he wouldn't be arguing.
Yeah, I don't think he would. They talk recruiting. I mean, he's got the first or second best recruiting class like every year. Is he having a problem recruiting?
Not really. I mean, I don't think he was getting Arch Manning if the game was at home,
Yeah, and well, here's the other side of this. As the Jags look to build a new stadium, at the forefront of building a new stadium, renovating a stadium, is that game. and the allocation of seats that they need to make that stadium bigger than they need in Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
What I would say is figure it out. If your event, don't move it in like 2030 on year 2 of the stadium opening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, if it's going to go. You know what I mean? Figure it out.
Go and get it out and let us just rip the damn Band-Aid off.
Yeah, but it's such a dumb. The recruiting thing is just such a dumb thing. To your point, like
it's a stupid. Listen, I like Kirby. I like George's program. I like him a lot more than a lot of people in Jacksonville that aren't Dogs fans. Like I'm a big fan, and I love that they won the national title last year. But I think he's this is stupid on his part. Like it's just a dumb argument.
Agreed.
Especially when you're really damn good at recruiting.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Like you've been really good, man.
And let's be honest for a second, right? When you're selling on your recruits, where do you want to hang out for a weekend? Athens or Jacksonville? Listen, I know we talk about downtown like it's not the most hopping place. It has to be better than Athens.
Yeah, and I will say the one. Here's my concern about this, though. And I'm always, if you talk to anybody like, it's not going to Southeast Georgia, St. Simon's Island people, the big boosters, the big money people, they'll keep it there. Everybody else wants to keep it there. The one concern is Kirby's a young guy.
Right.
Kirby keeps making this wave and keeps talking about this, and he's there for 20, 25 years. Eventually, he's going to win.
Yeah, you're probably right.
So that should be the concern, that like Kirby ain't going anywhere. And so the guy that's there now for the next 2 decades, you figure, is a big proponent of getting it out of Jacksonville. Like, that's concerning to me. Whether it happens or not, that part's concerning to me. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690.
Now, the First Alert Forecast on ESPN 690.
Scattered showers and storms ending early this evening. Clearing skies overnight, dropping into the low to mid-70s. Partly sunny for you Thursday, a brief morning shower. Then a few afternoon thunderstorms developing as temperatures reach the low to mid-90s. From the CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Save up to 40% now during the Christmas and July sale at Beards Diamonds.
Hey, Jacksonville, we need your help. It may be summer, but school is just around the corner. Hundreds of local homeless, at-risk, and low-income students need school supplies. One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, is collecting school supplies through July 30th, so our most vulnerable kids can start the school year right. Be a good person and help us fill 350 backpacks this summer. Bring donations to your nearest One-to-One Financial branch. Learn more and find the closest branch at 121fcu.org. And don't forget, the school supply tax holiday is the last week of July. Thanks, Jacksonville.
Honey, I'm home.
Don't honey me. I'm still mad at you.
I know, and I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
You and those cheap do-it-yourself cameras. I told you, call SafeTouch, but no, you tried to save a buck. So when those two thieves broke... alerted the thieves that they were being recorded, and you and I would have been notified with actual video on our smartphones. The SafeTouch two-way communicator would have already had the emergency authorities on the way.
I know, we really need the SafeTouch 5-star security and surveillance system. I'll call today.
I already did. SafeTouch is installing our new 5-star surveillance system in the morning.
Every family needs the SafeTouch security and surveillance system. Call now and get a free demonstration. 888-723-8682 or online at safetouch.com. Dramatization of actual event. EF 0000233. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Pauline Civic, owner of Grace Aerospace and a hyper-connected mentoring graduate of the Jacksonville Women's Business Center. Being a member of Jack's Chamber and involved with JWBC has provided me with many great new relationships. Success doesn't come without strong support, and the people of JWBC have provided exactly that. JWBC furthers my confidence in that deliverance by providing a strong group of women business leaders to connect with, learn from, and lean on. For more information, visit jackschamberfoundation.org.
Hey folks, Dave Binion with Zerez. Now that summer is in full swing, so is the door at our house. The kids are constantly coming in and out, bringing in the sand from the beach, soil from the yard, and all kinds of food. It's pretty tough on the carpets, rugs, and tile and grout. Good thing that July is National Carpet Cleaning Month. To celebrate, Zerez is offering 25% off on all carpet cleaning in your home. What a great time to get your carpets cleaned by the very best. Zerez, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
Celsius Essential Energy is Jacksonville's official energy drink of summer, and Jacksonville summers are energized by Celsius. If you see ESPN 690 out and about this summer, come grab a sample of Celsius Essential Energy. Live fit.
The all-new 3-row 2022 Acura MDX Type S has been unleashed. Type S raises the bar for performance with more power, more agility, groundbreaking tech, and incredible 3D surround sound. Shop MDX Type S today. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Hey, this is Bomani Jones. What's your favorite podcast? Let me tell you why that'll be number 2 after you listen to mine. 3 times a week, I'm going to challenge you to keep up with me as I discuss topics from the latest in technology and music, and people getting dunked on. Also, you'll get the very best analysis of the games, and we watch them with encyclopedic level historical connection. Plus, we have got a community of guests that you'll feel like are your closest friends in no time. Listen and subscribe to The Right Time with Bomani Jones Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. Dashboard light problems? We can help. Our free Fix Finder service can read your check engine light, ABS light, and service indicator light, and give you possible solutions, verified by licensed technicians. You'll even get detailed results sent straight to your email so you have them when you need it most. It's the most complete free warning light report backed by technician-verified fixes. The free Fix Finder service, only at AutoZone.
Get in zone, AutoZone.
More details at AutoZone.com.
Hey, Jim! Thanks for coming.
Are you kidding? I never miss one of your dinner parties. How's the new job?
Somehow we're doing great, and I stopped working weekends, thanks to how smooth everything runs on NetSuite by Oracle.
Fantastic. We're still using QuickBooks.
Why haven't you upgraded to NetSuite?
We're making QuickBooks work, sort of.
Shh, watch your language. The kids are right there. Sorry, Amy. NetSuite gives you visibility and control of your financials, inventory, HR, planning, budgeting, and more. NetSuite is everything you need to grow, all in one place. And 93% of surveyed businesses increased their visibility and control since upgrading from QuickBooks to NetSuite.
Yeah, sounds like it's time for me to switch to NetSuite. Over 31,000 businesses already use NetSuite. And for a limited time, NetSuite has extended their one-of-a-kind financing program offer to those ready to upgrade at netsuite.com/play. Head to netsuite.com/play for this extended special financing offer on the #1 financial system for growing businesses. netsuite.com/play.
Are you interested in going into business for yourself? Do you know how to write a business plan? What is the best use of social media? What type of loans and other financing is available to a small business? These are among the many topics that SCORE addresses through the workshops and webinars we conduct all year long. Our presenters are subject matter experts and offer great insights that can make a difference to starting or running your business. Go to jacksonville.score.org and click on the Take a Workshop tab to see which one is of interest to you and sign up today.
Hey everybody, it's Brent Martineau from Action Sports Jacks. There's a good chance you have a smart speaker, so use it with ESPN690. Stay up to date on the Jags and all things sports by telling Alexa or Google to play ESPN690. It's as easy as that. Make sure you listen weekdays 3 until 6 p.m. on ESPN690.
This team has the worst quarterback situation within the division. And I'm telling you, they are going to suffer.
How is their defense?
Their defense is good. It's not
has
great.
To be great.
But tell me this. Is their defense better than the Cleveland Browns?
No.
Are they better potentially than the Baltimore Ravens? I don't think so.
Not sure.
Yeah, no, it's
okay,
not. No, it's not. No,
Okay.
it's not.
All right, Bengals.
They do have – the Bengals are underappreciated as far as defense. So you tell me you have the worst quarterback and maybe the third best or second best defense. That's a recipe for being right at the playoffs and missing it.
That is Bart Scott.
Why is he talking about Mitch like that, Brent?
Hey, I want to stay on the Jacksonville, Florida, Georgia game, Georgia-Florida game, depending on who you root for. And just saw some more quotes, in fact, from Napier about it. And it is kind of interesting from this standpoint. See, Napier's not a guy that's been tied to these programs. Napier worked at Alabama, so it's not like he knows this, SEC. But he's not tied to this. Does he have emotion attached? No. Kirby does, certainly, and as a player and coach. But I think so. We know the Kirby side of it, and what we're talking about here, and he came out today, and once again, it's not the first time where he just said, "Hey, the recruiting standpoint is, that's a big game that we can't get recruits to, essentially, and because it's so far away from home, and recruits want to come to like the biggest game. Well, they're not coming to most likely that game, and." If recruiting is your beef, I would guess I'd understand it if recruiting was a problem at Georgia. and it's not. They're like 1 or 2 in recruiting every year.
Yep.
So Napier's side of it was like, hey, I'd like to get one under my belt and see what this thing's all about to begin with anyway. And he's like, I understand there's tradition there, but a home and home, in Athens and in Gainesville wouldn't be a bad idea either. So it's pretty interesting. You've got these 2 newer coaches and younger coaches at these universities and programs saying, very open to the idea of, hey, this thing doesn't have to live in Jacksonville forever. And in fairness, this has been less of a coaching thing and more of an athletic director, booster thing, and everything else, especially for the folks up in Georgia. I brought up St. Simon's Island. Like, that's a real thing. Like, Georgia has a ton of backing, and there's a lot of money in Southeast Georgia. And so, like, that's legit. Like, this feels like their game. There's parties. There's everything around the Georgia Bulldogs being in Jacksonville. And tradition is tradition. People don't like change. Heck, college football sure as hell don't like change.
Right.
Right? The SEC is the biggest good old boy network that exists, maybe in sports. They don't like change. So I think, like, all these parts go into it. But I thought of one other thing. And I wonder if they have to be a little careful here or they might be onto something here. And I don't know this for a fact. I'm just kind of like thinking it through in a commercial break. But I bring up those big money folks like in St. Simon's Islands and boosters and backers and even people at Florida who really love the game, push for the game, which then they listen to or talk to the ADs, and the ADs then push for the game, and the presidents. And, like, again, all those big wigs and the big money folks seem to like it in Jacksonville and don't want to be the ones to ruin it and take it out of tradition. But the coaches, less and less, in my estimation, need the booster.
Yeah.
Well, and hold on, because I might talk out of both sides of my mouth.
Okay, I'll give you a
as
chance.
I actually say that. So where I'm coming from is there is so much money in college football. The SEC and these programs each get such a blank big check at the end of every season that they don't, like, you used to live off that money from boosters. Like some 25 years ago, 30 or whatever it was. Well, you don't really have to do that. Now it's just like it kind of goes with all that other money. It's like, thank you, right? And now we build, and now we'll put another nice TV up in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Like those kind of things. But the facility stuff and where we've seen the arms race hasn't necessarily come from the boosters spending more money, in my opinion. I'm sure that it has to some degree, but I think it has to do with a lot of that big check collection that the SEC hands out based on TV and everything else.
Yeah.
Now, the flip side, the other side of my mouth part of that, as I say it, is do you need the boosters now because of NIL? So do you need their money, their influence, their cooperation and help because of the way name, image, and likeness has kind of changed the game, at least for the time being?
Yeah, you do. You especially need the ones that happen to own very successful businesses.
Yeah, well, usually the guys that own
successful
successful businesses are making big checks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're probably the same people. So I think, and honestly, I just know how that part works. But one side of me is saying, all right, Kirby and Napier and guys like that, they're like, listen, we don't need, like, it is part of their willingness to go out and say this publicly, and less Napier, by the way, and more smart, is to say, hey, all we care about is winning football games, winning championships, and we got plenty of money to work with or without the people in St. Simon's Island. But then the other side of it is, wait a minute, now do you need those folks still and other folks that love this game because they're going to kind of support our nest egg of NIL money and everything else?
Yeah.
And I don't know that dynamic. I think they have to be a little careful of that dynamic. But I'm just saying the booster used to be so big, so important, made it so, quite frankly, made the sport kind of dirty for decades and decades and decades. I guess this would be a great question to start asking around more people, and maybe I'll do it. Is the booster as important as they used to be?
Yeah. You know what's wild? It just popped in my head for the first time. I don't know why when you said that. Can you imagine, like, being so rich, right? And offering money to a kid to go to the school you played for. Like, if you win Mega Millions, are you going to start paying recruits to go to Ashland?
I don't think so.
Isn't that a wild thing that people do that?
Okay, but I said this yesterday during our conversation on the baseball show. I seriously heard this conversation. And this is the world we're living in. And so this is in a baseball world, okay? I'm at in Atlanta, and there's a bunch of coaches behind the backstop watching a lot of our kids play, quite frankly. And there's some like bigger schools. There's a collection. It's like big Power 5 schools, group of 5 schools, and heck, there are some Ivy League schools and others. And I don't know, sometimes you don't know which one's from which. They don't always wear their gear. And so I'm listening, because I'm videoing, like back there, and I'm listening to this conversation. And in the conversation, there's one gentleman especially, one of the coaches, really talking about like how much guys, like this shortstop over here is getting paid $50,000. This shortstop over here is getting 70, blah, 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 blah. Well, in that conversation, they name a big school. I'm not going to name it, okay? But they named a big school that definitely is, has baseball as a priority, and said every kid on that roster is going to make $40,000. That makes the roster. Now, what happens in baseball is like a lot of kids come out for the fall because they overcommit people or whatever. They tell you to come out, walk on, and not everybody makes it. And then people transfer and all this other stuff because, it's just whatever. It's crazy. But so what I heard, or I think I heard, was, hey, if you're on the roster like January 1, you're at least getting $40,000.
That's crazy.
In name, image, and likeness money.
Yeah.
And so, like, I heard that conversation. Now, do I know it's true? I don't know, because I haven't seen a check, and Ty's probably not going to that school anyway, so I don't think we're getting a check.
Dang it.
But that's the world, right? And so so what you just asked me, Casey, what I view that is a school that is saying what I viewed coming out of that conversation is like there is some booster or some big money guy or former baseball player or whatever that says, we need to be the best in this. Yeah. And I'm going to make sure we're the best in this.
Yeah.
So you asked me specifically, would I do that? Like if I won Mega Millions, would I be like, hey, Ashlyn, I got money for blah, 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 blah. I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think so.
And you even play.
I would rather go build you a press box.
Yeah.
And put my name on it, of course. But I'd rather go build you a press box. I think, but there are some creative ways to do it too, right? Where I have found interesting and intriguing that people have done. From whether it's paying off a student loan type of thing or however it works, making more scholarships available for walk-ons. Like I was a walk-on, maybe would I do that?
Yeah.
See,
all that makes sense.
I don't know, but I can't sit here and concretely, like, I honestly don't care if Ashland University, it's great if they go to the College World Series, but I don't need Ashland University baseball to win the next 5 national championships. Like, that doesn't do anything for me.
Right.
I mean, God bless them. I hope they do, but if they do or they don't, it doesn't change me at all.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not that prideful, I guess. Maybe I'm not enough prideful in the university that I played for. Like, I'm wishing them well. I hope they beat everybody that they play, and I would certainly cheer for them. And I've given some money toward their field, and not a lot because I don't have enough to give them. But, like, so all those things I support, but I just don't think it would, like, I'm not like, oh, they got to win. They've got to be the best Division II baseball program in the country. And so I don't think I would do that to answer your question.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, listen, if you are like Tim Tebow, I get it. You want to see it succeed because your name is literally all over it. Okay, boom, NIL money. I get it. But it's still mind-blowing to me that there are boosters that like have nothing to do with it, and they're like, oh, not nothing to do with it, but like nothing to do with the football program. Just somebody that went to the school, got rich, great. They're like, you know what? We're going to pay the players instead of like doing what you said. Like if it were me in this scenario, right? Love you, Matthew Driscoll, but I'm not paying your NIL for dudes to come play for UNF. I'm buying a new cafe. I'm putting my name on it, and then I'll do something for, like, the journalism. You know what I mean? Like, is the stuff I would do. I can't imagine getting to the point where you're like, you know what? I'm going to just pay the players. That's a wild thing to me. How can you want it that bad when you're not even involved?
It is, and I agree with you. Right? I think there's a sense of that I agree with, but you also would be like, hey, coach, you've done a hell of a job here. I really like the program. And what do we have to do to get you out of guarantee games, like 10 of them a year?
Right.
Right.
I'm with that.
So that's one. So that's the avenue you'd rather go down.
Yes.
Well, so Casey goes down that avenue, and then Casey's buddy, who he graduated with, also hit the lottery, and now
That's
they
one
might
hell of
ask,
a lottery. We won twice.
I know. They might ask, like, "Hey, listen, you know what really would help if we had a little nest egg to bring players in? Because guess what? We're getting beat out. Like, we're getting beat out. The bottom line is we got to play the game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, therefore, you would be willing. And so my point in this is, I think my read on what happened in this situation I was talking about is like, it's a program you know, and I don't want to give too much away. But I think this person or somebody said, hey, we're going to have to play this game. Let's go play it better than anybody else so we keep being good because we prioritize this sport, and we need to be good in this sport.
That's crazy.
You know, and so that's the way I view it. And so I guess, Casey, I'm not sure I would go to the table with it as a guy who had just won the Mega Millions, but I think they would come to me and maybe talk me into it.
Yeah. I guess it's one thing I never really thought about, but I mean, you make a good point, but it's still like, that's crazy to me. And I guess that's why, like, the Diamondbacks have to pay Drew Jones $8 million to get him to go sign versus going to college where apparently he can make pretty good money too, you know?
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. Well, and now he can't make $8 million. I don't think he can make $8 million.
You never know. I mean, yeah, I agree with you. He probably can't right now, but as we go along, like, you're going to have to see that. I feel like $8 million is overslot for the second pick.
Yeah, it was a lot, wasn't it?
Like, you got to overpay these high school. I think in the MLB draft, at least you got to overpay these guys a little bit if you really want them to go. Like they did with Boston did it, and it wasn't even a first rounder. Blaze Jordan, they overpaid him a lot so he wouldn't go to Mississippi State.
Well, and there's some scuttlebutt, too, that even guys that got picked in later rounds got hefty checks because the pool money was available by that time. And they said, let's take a flyer on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that does happen. Like, the guy picked in the 8th round, 10th round, 12th round might make more than the guy picked in the 2nd, 3rd round, or some of them, because the pool money was still available.
Yeah.
And they're like, shoot, you know what? Let's revisit this.
Why not?
Now, and I don't know the max. It's so confusing in the MLB draft. But I don't know. Like, if you get picked in the 10th round, is there a max they can give you? I don't think so.
There's no max. No.
Yeah.
There's a minimum.
There's a minimum, yeah, but there's no max. So if you have money left over, the way the pool money works in the Major League Baseball draft, then you can do what you just said. Let's not let this guy go to college.
Yeah.
We got money left over. Let's do it. All right, we'll take a break. Action Sports Jacks on ESPN690. I do have a question out there. Are boosters in big-time college sports as important as they used to be? Or now are they even more important based on NIL? We'll be back on ESPN690.
What's up? It's Casey of Action Sports Jacks, and the local coverage on ESPN 690 is expanding yet again. After Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690, we have been bringing you overtime on Mondays and Thursdays, but that has now changed. You can catch Brian Middleton and myself daily after Action Sports Jacks and leading you into Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp Baseball. So starting at 3 p.m. daily, we will have local coverage all night from Action Sports Jacks to OT to Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, all right here on ESPN 690.
Honey, I'm home.
Don't honey me. I'm still mad at you.
I know, and I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
You and those cheap do-it-yourself cameras. I told you, call Safe Touch, but no, you tried to save a buck. So when those two thieves... Safe Touch cameras would have alerted thieves that they were being recorded, and you and I would have been notified with actual video on our smartphones. The Safe Touch two-way communicator would have already had the emergency authorities on the way.
I know we really need the Safe Touch 5-star security and surveillance system. I'll call today.
I already did. Safe Touch is installing our new 5-star surveillance system in the morning.
Every family needs the Safe Touch security and surveillance system. Call now and get a free demonstration. 888-723-8682 or online at safetouch.com. Dramatization of actual event. EF 0000233. Terms and conditions apply.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Hey, everybody, this is Brent Morno. I'm excited to host Action Sports Jacks live from the Cora Physical Therapy grand opening at the new St. John's Clinic Thursday, July 28th. The show is from 3 until 6, but the grand opening festivities extend until 7. Come enjoy complimentary food and drinks. Everyone who attends will also have the opportunity to win prizes. So don't miss Action Sports Jacks live from the Cora Physical Therapy grand opening at the new St. John's Clinic Thursday, July 28th. While there, schedule a complimentary screening. No physician's referral needed. Just visit coraphysicaltherapy.com.
It's a sale so big, there's only one name that fits. It's the Big One Sales Event, and it's going on now at Arlington Toyota. Ready for some new Toyota inventory? How about 400 new Toyotas available? See? Told you it was big. Plus, you get 30 days to love your new purchase or exchange it, and a lifetime warranty with your new Toyota purchase. Unlimited time and miles. Look for the big red tent. It's the Big One Sales Event at Arlington Toyota. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
You know what's great about getting older? The toys are way cooler. Spring is here, and it's playtime.
Yeah!
And One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, has slash loan rates across the board on all the toys. Motorcycles, jet skis, boats, RVs, ATVs, even golf carts. And it's fun and potentially dangerous. One-to-One Financial has the perfect loan to help you finance it. Check out our rock-bottom rates and apply now at one-to-one-fcu.org. Come out and play. Federally insured by NCUA.
5X480. Dayton B100 V-Belt, one of the many parts Grainger carries. It's also the item that helped Rob carry the day. The job was on hold, deadline fast approaching, but a quick search on Grainger.com and Rob found his part. And with same-day pickup at his local branch, he and his crew got the job done, safely and on time. Get supplies and solutions for every industry with real-time product availability. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pete's property manager just took an extended vacation. He needs a replacement before this becomes a cruel summer.
You wanted the lakefront for the 17th. How did this get double booked already?
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Every day, K9 units put their lives on the line to protect our communities. You can show your support for them by purchasing a new K9 United license plate. Proceeds will fund essential equipment and training to K9 units across Florida. Please pre-order your tag today at k9united.org.
Listen to ESPN 690 anytime, anywhere, on any device. Whether you're at home or on the go, get the latest on the Jags, FSU, the Jumbo Shrimp, and Action Sports Jacks on Odyssey.com. That's AUDACY.com or on ESPN690.com.
Welcome back, Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690. A couple more minutes to go here on a Wednesday. Again, tomorrow, big Jag show lined up for you, okay? We'll have some interviews that we've done over the last couple of months, so if you missed them, you'll hear them. Again, I think the only one-on-one interview done with Trevor Lawrence heading into the 2022 season locally. We'll have that if you missed it. We also have Travis Etienne. We have, help me out here, Luke Fortner,
Andre Cisco.
We've done many more, but we're including just a few of them. And we're going to break down the positions and really just talk Jags. We've celebrated sports, including the Jacksonville Giants today. Appreciate Gerard Tucker for coming on. And we've had fun with the Jacksonville Sharks and UNF and JU and the baseball celebration yesterday, which was really a lot of fun. We also had the Armada Day. Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp were a part of yesterday. I said EWU, I believe.
Iceman
on Friday. That's what I was trying to get Friday in my mind. Jacksonville Iceman as well. So, hey, the next big celebration of sports that we try to do is really at our Dream 18. Our Dream 18 golf tournament, it's a golf initiative in a way for junior golf, but we also raise money for St. Michael's Soldiers, which is a military outfit that helps folks and families locally in the military. And you know, one of the big things they do, St. Michael Soldiers, which really puts it in perspective, is they'll spend like $50,000 on postage around the holiday to send gift baskets and gifts to soldiers and families overseas. So that just gives you an idea of what they do. Well, we have our golf tournament. One thing I've morphed the golf tournament into a little bit on that day is not just a tournament to raise money, but also just a fun day. And we'll have some of the radio stations out there. We'll have cameras out there. We'll have games out there. We'll have people on every hole, vendors and food vendors and drinks and other things. We're going to continue to grow that this year. But I look at it as kind of like a sports celebration, too. We usually have the Shrimp and the Sharks and the Icemen and the Jags and the Giants involved. UNF usually participates, JU in the past as well. So it is kind of a sports celebration, at least in my eyes, to have everybody out there as well. So hopefully you can be a part of it. ActionSportsJackStream18.com if you want to register to be a part of it with a T sign or a foursome or an individual golfer. It's coming up on September 19th at the golf club at Southampton. It likely will sell out. It usually does. We try to keep it to about 120 golfers, so that will happen.
Hey, Brent.
Yeah.
Can the boys get in?
I don't know. I try to make you work.
I know. I told them that, but we've been trying to play in a tournament, right, for no good reason, and the boys are like, can we get in Brent's tournament? I said, one, you got to do me proud, right? You can't get me fired, so no shotgun and beers on the tee boxes. But is there room for the boys or no?
Yeah, probably. So, like, are they looking for a free pass, or are they coming in? They got to pay their way.
What do you think, bro? It's me.
That's probably not a good discussion right now. It may be a late-minute ad if we have some people fall out.
We can take that. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe they're on the reserve list.
I'll let them know. I'll let the boys know. Because remember last time I was working there, I got the dang, I didn't do any work, but I got stung by a yellow fly. You remember that?
You did. Those yellow flies suck. Hey, one last thing is on my mind. I told you about the rental car. Have you seen, like, the new car? Like, I know your car is, like, whatever, still in the parking lot or whatever. Yeah. But do the new cars, if rain starts, does the windshield wipers come on by themselves? Because twice since I've been driving this car, it's like a Jeep something, the windshield wiper came on. And it wasn't raining, but it got like, I could tell like sand had hit the windshield from like a truck in front of me.
Yeah.
And so I think it felt, I didn't know that was a thing in new cars.
I've never seen that before. I don't have a new car. Yeah.
But I did not hit, like my hand wasn't even close to hitting like the windshield.
Yeah. No, I didn't know that was a thing because neither my car nor Amanda's is very new. So, yeah, that is surprising. And Brent, fun fact for you, I am the age of 24, which means I can do everything in this country but one thing, and that's rent a car.
It is pretty wild.
Yeah. I could go to war. I can drink.
Yeah, you can do everything.
Yeah, except rent a car.
Why is that?
It's stupid.
Like, why are you more mature at 25 than 24? Why do they trust you more?
Great question, but let me tell you what I'm doing on October 1st. Boy, I'm be running in a rent-a-car. You're going to see me going 120 on 95.
Hey, listen, this wasn't a great rental car experience yesterday. So
get them.
I won't get them. Being nice to everybody. I'm being nice to way too many people lately. I can throw a lot of people under the bus these last couple of weeks.
Get them.
All right. Well, we'll be back tomorrow with our Jags preview, but Casey's not going anywhere. He's joined by his office mate, Brian Middleton, on Action Shacks OT. That is coming up next. Have a good rest of your Wednesday, everybody, and keep it locked on ESPN 690.
No matter what the sport is, defense matters. The same thing goes for COVID-19. Help protect yourself with a booster shot. Schedule an appointment as soon as you're eligible, following completion of your primary series. Sponsored by BioNTech and Pfizer.
Furnished by Finish Line Tax Solutions.
If you're getting letters from the IRS, call us immediately. The IRS is the only entity in the country that can seize assets without a court order. If you call us in time, then we know where they're at and we can intervene before anything damaging occurs. If you don't deal with your IRS problem, then they're going to take your paycheck, they're going to drain your bank account, and they may even take your house.
Call for your free tax relief information now. 800-801-4950. 800-801-4950.
At Wrangler, we know that life is all about taking the reins, no matter what's in front of you or which way the road turns. Because life is one big glorious ride, and Wrangler jeans are made to handle every step of it. Wrangler, for the ride of life.
Walk into 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center, and it doesn't feel like you're going to the doctors. Beautiful artwork of Jacksonville on the south side location, a laid-back atmosphere, and Rep Butler and his staff are really fun to talk to, and they are there to help you out. First-time appointments and adjustments, just $39 and maybe less pending your insurance. 904 Chiropractic and Injury Center. 3 locations, south side, St. Augustine, and the west side. Look them up at 904chiro.com. 3 locations, 904chiro.com.
A new era is here for Jaguars football. New championship-winning coach, new superstars, and new optimism. One consistent this fall is Tailgaters Parking will still be delivering the very best tailgating experience at the bank all season. Tailgaters Parking doesn't just talk a big game. They're right across the street from TIAA Bank Field. Offer clean, permanent restrooms, food options, a full liquor bar, and all parking spots are on a well-kept grass lot. Check out Tailgaters Parking at tailgatersparking.com to reserve your spot today.
It's where I take my family to play golf, and you can take yours as well. The Golf Club at Southampton. It's the home of the Action Sports Jax Stream 18, and it can be your golf destination. Enjoy your golf experience by calling 287-PLAY, 287-PLAY. Play some golf or maybe practice some golf at one of the newest facilities in the area. Grab some lunch or dinner, too. Southampton has it all. 287-PLAY for tee times and more. The Golf Club at Southampton, the home of the Dream 18. My home course. Make it your home course, too.
The summer of performance is back, and so is the legendary Acura Integra. Visit your First Coast Acura dealers for aggressive APR offers and exclusive summer bonuses on the next-gen 2023 Integra today. FirstCoastAcuraDealers.com.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out. Do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
If you're involved in a legal dispute, call me, Glenn Levine, a board-certified civil trial lawyer at the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000, and take back control of your life.
Office in Jacksonville.
Be yourself and bank your way at Community First. Get free checking with rewards, your paycheck deposited a day early, and free digital tools. Add an account at justbeyourself.com. Community First Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
Progressive Snapshot can save you money based on how you drive and how much you drive. So the safer you drive, the more money you could save. Now, if you didn't hear that because you were looking at your phone while driving, let me say it again. Seriously, put down your phone. That is so unsafe. If you didn't do stuff like use your phone while driving, you could save money with Progressive Snapshot. But saving or not, just put it down. And if you did hear it the first time because you weren't looking at your phone, nice work. You'd love Snapshot from Progressive because it rewards safe drivers. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California and North Carolina or from all agents.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN690, a Cox Media Group station.
How you doing? How you been on a Wednesday afternoon? Do they still call it Hump Day? Ryan Middleton? Is that a thing?
I feel like I've heard that.
Yeah.
Hump Day.
Hump Day. On Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. Brian Middleton on the ones and twos. The broadcast Don, the traffic expert. He sees the roads in a way other people cannot.
That is an absolute out and out lie. Matter of fact, Casey Kurtz, I can make you the traffic person for ESPN 690.
Really?
In the next break. I can show you all the tools that I use, and you can just read from those. All you don't have is the direct line, which I barely use. But hey, you know.
What's a direct line?
A direct line, like a phone line.
Who would I talk to?
I mean, I can give you that number. It's not like private.
But like, who does it call? The all-seeing traffic
FDOT.
expert? Oh, okay.
Order 511.
I was like, you talking to God on the phone? Telling me what the traffic is?
That's called prayer. But okay.
On the phone, you know. You're right.
You never heard Jesus on the main line? Tell him what you want.
I've never heard that.
You never heard Jesus on the main line. I gotta take you to I gotta take you to my grandma's church one day. You and Amanda, you gotta block out 4 to 8 hours. Okay.
Holy cow.
Let me tell you, no, I wouldn't take you to one of those services. That's like a past the anniversary. But listen.
Oh, that's awesome.
Listen, we gonna plan it out. It's gotta be 6 months in advance. I know you gotta get your mind right for it, all right?
I will go.
I am going to fully fund a trip up to South Carolina for a day.
We will go.
Okay?
Yeah.
And we gonna sit down. It's a small church. You see these like these big buildings down here? Ain't none of that. Huh?
Yeah.
Your house is probably the size of the church.
Okay.
Not even lying.
Yeah.
And we gonna be there for a minute, and I make sure they sing that song just so that you can say that you've heard that in person.
Bro, I will do it.
I believe it.
I'm kind of excited, to be honest with you.
I borderline want to record it, but I don't know how you guys will feel about that. I just want to see a reaction video, live reaction video.
Yeah.
Nah, they probably love you. Probably be a hit, actually, you and Amanda would. So we got to get that on the docket for sure.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah, ask me.
Will we be the only white people there?
Am I growing? I mean, probably. I don't go there every Sunday because she's in South Carolina, so I don't really know. But I would presume it's a predominantly black church.
I'm excited. Like, that doesn't change. I didn't change anything.
Yeah, if you're really down,
I'm more excited.
We're going to set that up.
I think it'll be fun, to be honest with you.
It will be fun.
For me, yeah.
And then afterwards, Casey, this is like real deal, like old school. Like, you'll get fed. Like, like my grandma started cooking on Saturday.
Yeah.
And I tell her, listen, look here, Granny. Okay? Because sometimes I say grandma, I mix it up. I never say grandmom, too formal.
I never. Okay, it's funny you say that. I want you to finish the story, but I never also say grandmom. Amanda only ever said grandmom.
Wow, very formal.
Yeah,
did
and
they
I
hug?
was. Did they hug?
Did they hug ever? I didn't feel like you shake hands with your grandmom.
No, they hugged. Yeah. But it's funny you say that because I've never said it either. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, and I'll be like, hey, listen, or like I said, sometimes I switch it up to Granny.
Yeah.
Just depending. I'm like, hey, listen, Granny, I need you to look. My boy coming, his girl coming, his wife coming. Listen. I need you to do what you do. It'll be a regular Sunday for her, but, she may throw in like a special dessert or something like that, depending on how she feel, and we'll get your cholesterol up a little bit.
That's what I need. Yeah.
Get you a couple of plates with aluminum foil on there.
Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah.
And then, you come on back and we'll talk about it on a Monday show or a Tuesday show. I don't know, you may, I don't, but hey, we are going to do this now.
Yeah. I'm excited. We didn't get Amanda to co-sign, but she'll come. It's fine.
You sure?
She doesn't have a lot to do. On a Sunday.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she got a lot to do Monday through Friday.
She said if it's the wrong, because I said 6 months, she said if it's the wrong Sunday and the Jags are doing something and they're like 5-2.
We should probably not go during football season.
So we got to get this in next winter.
Yeah, like right after football season.
Okay.
Like between the end of week 17 and the Super Bowl.
Unless the Jags are playing.
Crap. Then we got to miss the playoffs. Okay, the week after the Super Bowl.
So we're talking about February.
We're talking about February.
That'll give us enough time to get this, because I'm fully funded. You know, gas, if you guys want to just ride with me, or, I'll pay for it. I don't want this to be any stress on you.
We'll have to take the dog.
Blue can come. Now,
actually, no, we don't. No, we don't.
I don't know if Blue can come into the I don't know how that works. I don't see why everybody's welcome, so I don't see why Blue wouldn't be welcome. But I don't know if Blue gets nervous in places that she don't know.
She gets nervous in, like, tight spaces. So if the church is small and there's people, I imagine.
A lot of new people, yeah.
She may pee on the church floor.
I'm not sure how that would go down. But then again, I'm not a member of that church, so I don't know.
With the pastor or, like, with God?
Definitely with the pastor, okay? Because
he don't want to clean it. I respect it.
I'm presuming it's carpet somewhere in there. So,
it's bound to have happened, though.
We can figure all that out.
We can.
There's been babies, right?
Oh, there's definitely been babies. They baptism.
Yeah, they pee and boo-boo all the time. Huh? Anywhere.
There we go. It just wherever. And it's fine, by the way. It's okay. It's actually, like, celebrated.
That's the kind of privilege I want. I want baby privilege.
Here's the thing. Why is it okay when you're a baby, but when you're an old person, it's just disgusting?
Because you're supposed to know better, right?
But you're so old.
Oh, you're talking about old and back feeble and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that it's still okay, Casey. Usually you have some type of caretaker.
I feel like people are always complaining though.
Well, yeah, they'll complain, but listen, if the baby boo-boo stinks enough, they're gonna be like, yo, we get it, but take that somewhere else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Take it somewhere else. It's just that babies are allegedly most babies are cute, but that's a whole nother I said what I said one day, okay?
Some will have
that's not the
aliens.
truth.
Yeah,
that's not true at all. I need to shape your little baby's head in that first week or so because it is not looking, it's not copacetic.
Oh, man. They say it's a sports show, but we say it's just whatever comes to mind.
Listen, man, we're talking about God right now. So we're going to set that in February 2023, unless Casey got a Pat McAfee contract, in which case he's like, I'll buy a church. If I want to go, I'll go.
There we go. And then I won't have to pay taxes. Action Sports Tracks Overtime. ESPN 690, Brian Middleton, Casey Kurtz. We will talk some sports, potentially, before 7 o'clock. No Jumbo Shrimp baseball tonight.
They are chilling, ain't they?
They are chilling.
Good for
All-Star
them.
break. They are back on Friday. They take on the Charlotte Knights.
Right.
Down at 121 Financial. So only a 3-game homestand. Then I think they hit the road again, which is kind of scum. But there will be 3 games this weekend. You can go see them, or you can listen right here on ESPN 690. Not a whole lot going on. We had the MLB All-Star game last night. Brian Middleton, did you watch?
I did not watch.
Not 1 second.
Not a second. I was doing some other things, though. Yeah.
Okay. Well, here's what I'll tell you. The game itself, the American League, 9 straight.
Oh, wow.
Your man, Giancarlo Stanton for the Yankees, won the MVP.
I believe it.
2-run homer. They won 3-2. Byron Buxton, half the people, if not more listening, said, I have no idea who Byron Buxton is. Byron Buxton is a guy who was picked 2nd overall, I believe it was. It was either 1st or 2nd. I'm pretty sure 2nd. By the Twins, out of high school, out of Georgia, a while ago. It's been a while. And he was supposed to be great center fielder, hit for power, hit for average, could run. He was like a 5-tool player, right?
Okay.
And it's like the classic case with like a high school guy. He didn't pop off the screen, right? He played in the minors for a bit. He got called up. He struggled. He got sent down. There was a lot of that with Byron Buxton. And like 2 years ago, he finally came into his own. He's dealt with injuries up to this point. He was injured earlier this season, but he's been for the last 2-3 years nothing short of great for the Minnesota Twins.
Okay.
In the All-Star game last night, first All-Star game, which you probably imagine would come sooner when you're the 2nd pick in the draft, right?
Okay. Yep.
Comes early in your career, but he finally gets there. Stan hits the 2-run homer, and then Byron Buxton follows it up with a home run.
There you go.
It was the winning run. He didn't win the MVP, but it was indeed the winning run. They went 3-2. So I just want to give Byron Buxton some love, man, because there's so many people that can't miss prospect, super prospect, high pick, and they just can't live up to the hype. And Buxton was a guy who, for a while there, it looked like he wasn't going to be able to, but he stayed true to himself. He's still with the Twins. The Twins never gave up on him, which I appreciate. Now he's one of the best players in the league.
I like that.
We're going to clap it up for Byron Buxton.
Hey, future friend of the show, Byron Buxton, man. Hey, listen, man, when you start listening in, man, you can call in anytime. Anytime.
Anytime.
I saw something else interesting. Giancarlo Stanton.
That's your guy?
Yeah. What they did, they had his stats, his height and his weight, and then they had a guy on the Blue Jays. Blue Jays maybe 5'6", 265. That sound right?
Oh, Alejandro Kirk.
Yeah, and both of them made the All-Stars?
Yes.
All-Star team?
Yes.
Yeah. And they were just like, it don't matter what size you are. And I thought that was interesting for baseball. And I started thinking, you know what? Is that more common in baseball than the other 2 major sports in the U.S.? I don't know about soccer, because around the world, I don't know.
No, you can be small in soccer.
You can be small, you can be tall. I don't know how tall soccer players normally get.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll say the other 3 because I don't know about the NHL too. I know the guy the defenseman that you don't like.
Yeah, Cale Makar.
He's a slight fellow.
Yes.
But he's really good.
Yes.
But is it more common to have that kind of disparity between size? Like size, it does matter in professional sports first and foremost. More times than not, right? But is it more common to see breakthroughs with people who don't have like the typical prototypical what you think a professional athlete's body would look like? in baseball as opposed to maybe basketball or football?
Yeah, I think it's a good question, and I do agree that I think it is baseball. But I think you make a good point with like the other sports, like hockey. Cale Makar's an example, but I think mostly you want to be bigger. Like even in goal, like Vazzy, the goalie for the Lightning, is 6'8".
Wow,
he's
did
huge.
not know that.
Yeah. So then you look at basketball, right? Bigger's better. But then also in basketball, you got to consider the smallest guys on the court are like 6'5".
That's fair. People don't know that Steph Curry is like 6'3.5".
Yeah,
like they
like-
see him out there, and I'm like, no, bro,
Exactly.
you can be looking up to him.
So that's a sport where like you really don't have any like Isaiah Thomas was good for a little bit, but
But like for a season,
yeah, and then
he
he
was,
started
like,
getting
off the
packed,
charts.
and then it just wasn't good. But so with baseball, yeah, I agree because I think the first person that most people probably think of when you think of like smaller, shorter guys is Dustin Pedroia. He played on the Red Sox for a long time. He was tiny. Played second base, but he hit some bombs, I tell you what. But then it's not only that, it's like Bartolo Colon, who most people maybe know. They call him Big Sexy because he was a bigger gentleman, and he was out there going to the All-Star game at like 30, the back end of his career, 30, late 30s, maybe even early 40s. I don't even remember exactly. But yeah, in baseball, it's crazy that there's no prototypical like body type. Like sure, everyone would want to be Aaron Judge or Giancarlo Stanton, a couple of units. But to your point, Alejandro Kirk was an all-star. He's a smaller, bigger guy. The guys that played second base last night for the American League, and Jimenez and Espinal, are both smaller guys that don't hit the ball out of the park, but they fit that prototypical second base build, a smaller guy. You got a guy like Vlad who's an average height, but he's a bigger dude. So, yeah, I think to your point, it doesn't really matter the size or anything in baseball. You can make it if you're talented.
Gotcha, man. Yeah. And so I just thought that was interesting seeing that post right there because, again, like when you put the stats in front of you as far as their height and their weight, and you're just like, wow, okay. And I mean, and the shorter dude was the bigger dude, you know, technically, just weight-wise. So, yeah, so it was really good, man. Interesting thought.
It's a good observation. I appreciate that you did that. But overall, real quick on the All-Star game, I watched it. I said this to Brent. I do know who won, but nothing stands out in the game besides the home runs that were hit.
Okay.
And this one dude came in I've never heard of. Didn't know he was a human being. He was pumping 103 with a slider. It was absolutely disgusting.
Wow.
But the whole game, people were mic'd up. So you could talk to him during the game. But a couple of the cool ones I'll share with you. Alek Manoah, he pitches for Toronto. He was mic'd up while he was pitching.
Okay.
And he would say to John Smoltz, who was on the broadcast, you know John Smoltz, Hall of Famer, he would say, what do you want me to throw? And then John Smoltz would tell him, and then he would throw. It was and he struck out the side. It was great.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
And then another one they had was a couple of your guys from the Yankees, Nestor Cortez and Jose Trevino. He was pitching, Cortez was pitching, Trevino was catching, and they were mic'd up talking to each other, and we could hear it.
Listen, man, baseball is trying. Like, I know, I remember, you know, in the beginning of the season, and they were having the issues, and there's going to be a little bit of a lockout, and you were like, I'm done, we're not talking MLB.
Yeah.
But I hear stuff like that, especially with their all-star game, and, you know, things that make the more casual fan kind of want to tune in. Like, if I knew about that going in, I think I would have popped in for it, or at least check the YouTube clips. I may do that afterwards anyway, because I know someone has it posted, maybe MLB.
Yeah.
So, like, I like the fact that they're trying that way. So, yeah, that's really cool.
It was really cool. And I think the point that Brent tried to argue, which I completely disagree with, is he said you can't do that during the regular season because it matters. And I said, which I know you're going to agree with, it's 162 games, bro. Nobody's going 162-0. I said, go mic up a game between the Royals and the A's, two teams that suck. Mic up every single player. Can you imagine how great that would be if they could all hear each other?
It'd be outstanding.
It would be awesome. So, yeah, baseball, they are trying, agree with you. They need to try harder during the regular season to make those games in late August, early September with two teams that are out of it interesting. Because if everybody's mic'd up, I promise you I'm watching. I promise you. It would be...
With a disclaimer.
With a disclaimer. It would be good TV. By the way, I got one thought I want to share on Shohei Ohtani from last night. I didn't get it in earlier. I want to get it in right now because what he did, other than, you know, the pitching and the hitting and everything he does, he did something that not even Ichiro was comfortable doing early in his career as a player. I'll tell you what that is on the other side. Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. We'll be right back.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
When you look at a schedule, it reveals more than even the schedule what you really think about that team. Bad teams, their schedules always look brutal because they're no good, so you don't think they're going to win many games. Good teams, you look at the schedule, oh, it's not so bad because they're favored in a lot of those games. I guess I would also take the under on the Jets, but just. Like, I think 5.5 games is right. I'll take the under.
GJ and Max, followed by Greeny. Mornings on ESPN Radio and on the ESPN app.
Now, the first alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Scattered showers and storms ending early this evening. Clearing skies overnight, dropping into the low to mid-70s. Partly sunny for you Thursday, a brief morning shower. Then a few afternoon thunderstorms developing as temperatures reach the low to mid-90s. From the CBS 47 at Fox 30 Action News Jax First Alert Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beards Diamonds. Save up to 40% now during the Christmas and July sale at Beards Diamonds.
Technology allows drones to deliver pizza. Here's mine now.
Approaching drop zone.
But to deliver powerful insights that are on target, you need more than technology. You need CDW to help transform and manage your IT environment with a Dell technology solution that lets you slice your data any way you want to accelerate innovation.
Delivering. Don't forget to tip.
Dell Technologies makes data-driven insights possible. CDW makes it powerful. Learn more at cdw.com/DellTech.
I wanted to know why some people who get COVID-19 get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if an authorized oral treatment is right for you. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
Looking good, Mrs. Dubs.
The head groundskeeper at Thad's Golf Course just retired.
We need to find someone in the next 2 weeks. Someone with botany and management experience.
He needs a replacement because the greens are already looking a little rough.
Aeration, they need to know it all.
Indeed can help him hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. You can schedule and conduct virtual interviews all from your employer dashboard. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by interviewing on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Wendy's knows cold and soggy fries are the worst. So soggy. That's why we're serving up hot and crispy fries all day, every day.
And all night until close.
With natural cut potatoes, sea salted to perfection.
Show me that potato skin.
Wendy's hot and crispy aren't like other fries. We're your dream fry. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's hot and crispy fries.
Guaranteed to be hot and crispy. If yours aren't, bring them back and we'll replace them.
Hey, it's Brett Mortno from Action Sports Jax. Did you know you can watch our radio show? Yeah, video of a radio show. Just search ESPN 690 Jax on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Or follow me on Twitter at Brent A.S. Jax. Watch the show live weekdays from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. or listen on ESPN 690.
Going back to headband Casey.
You did that quick. You
Yeah.
like Clark Kent? That's Superman, Casey Kurtz,
Hey,
in case you were wondering.
listen, funny
I don't
story
know.
about Clark Kent and being called Clark Kent. There's a picture of me floating around, and by floating around, I mean
we got pictures out.
Nah,
We
it
got
was
pictures out?
floating
Okay.
around in high school. I was wearing some kid's glasses. I looked just like Clark Kent.
Minus the you fill in the blank
The Superman abilities.
and think about it. You'll think about it. We'll come back to it.
I'm not gonna get that.
Get the picture though. Like pull it up one day.
Oh, that's like on the laptop. I gotta find it. High school, man. That was like 7 years ago. 6,
Oh, Casey
5.
Kurtz. Yeah. If you just graduated last year.
I just
right?
graduated. Yeah.
So-
So 6 at most. 5 likely. I graduated in, I don't know, Action Sports Chat. I'm not doing math. Overtime,
I know
ESPN
you said you did enough in
690.
high school. And
I did enough. Couple more thoughts on the MLB All-Star game. We got Cash or Trash It coming up as well. Here's what you want to ask your question first? You want me to talk about Ohtani first?
Go Ohtani.
Okay, so you know how I feel about Ohtani, right?
Mhm.
He pitches. He
Better
hits.
than Mike Trout now.
Best player to ever live. But one thing that does not probably get thought about enough with Ohtani. He's been here a couple years now. Came over from Japan. Did not know the language. Didn't know how to communicate. Has a translator. And then became this huge superstar. And I can compare it to Ichiro a little bit. Ichiro came over and he was huge. But here's the point I'm trying to make. when Ichiro came over, he would not talk in English into a microphone for years. You never heard Ichiro talk English, although it was widely believed that he could fluently speak English.
I like this story. Okay.
Because you would hear from the players like that Ichiro speaks English, but when he did an interview, he would never speak English.
I like it.
So eventually he does an English interview with Bob Costas. It comes out, and indeed he was fluent in English. But you come to find out that he was a perfectionist and he didn't want to, say something incorrectly when he doesn't fully know. Mm-hmm. So then this is, though, like 10 years in to Ichiro's incredible career. And then fast forward to the end where he addresses the Mariners fans on the field completely in English for like 10 minutes.
I love it.
Yeah. So what I'm getting at here is, though, he never spoke in English for a long time. You had never heard him talk in English. So Shohei Ohtani, obviously the first couple years, he didn't know the language. But last night, 4 years for Ohtani, 4 or 5, third All-Star game, second All-Star game, whatever. But the point of the story is this. Ohtani's about to lead off in the All-Star game in a country that he's not from, in a language he doesn't speak, and he agreed to do an interview. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, it was one question. But he answered that question in English, something that Ichiro did not do for way long in his career, and killed it. It was 6 words, right? Maybe I'm over-dramatizing it.
A little bit.
But the idea that he was open to doing that when others like Ichiro and Matsui would not. You see how I'm going there? You're setting yourself up for, if it doesn't go right, you're gonna get some probably heat off of that. But he does it right. He's also, by the way, going to lead off in the All-Star game against the legend Clayton Kershaw. Like, who's in that moment? It's incredible to me, I guess. Maybe I'm the only one that sees it that way.
Might be.
But I just think about Ichiro when he wouldn't talk for the longest time, and then Ohtani's like, sure, put the mic in my face. I'll do it.
That's fine.
On national TV, on Fox, with millions watching.
I mean, even if he didn't crush it, the 6 words, I think most people would look at it and understand this isn't his first language. And yes, he may know it now. We don't know how well he knows it. But he got his point across. And even if he doesn't, watch this. If he flopped it completely, if he does it in a certain way, it may make him even more endearing because he can perform on the field. Only because he can perform on the field.
That's interesting. I would like to agree with you, but I think for most people you're probably right. But there's people out there just hating. There's haters out there. Because
Okay.
you would find it on Twitter. Like under the video.
Well, there's Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's keyboard warriors
Trolls
Brian
everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
That internet courage is different. I'll be like, that internet courage, we need to get some IP addresses, man. I've been studying for this A+ certification.
Uh-huh.
It's an IT type deal, right?
Sure.
Learning about all the hardware, and I'm getting into the software now. I got me a little class 2 about hacking just because it interests me, right? I'm like, hey, man, talk crazy about Action Sports Jacks Overtime and see if I don't put some of this to use. Let me see if I can find out who's talking out here, talking crazy.
Oh, my.
But yeah, that internet courage, you're right, Casey.
Yeah.
So no matter, I'm sure you can find it right now. And you said he did a great job.
Mhm.
And somebody somewhere is going to try to be funny because that's the age that we live in. So
Exactly. I guess the overall is I'm continuously impressed with people who put themselves in vulnerable situations.
Mhm.
And to me, this is one of them for a guy that is definitely not fluent in our language and does that. Because would you not, are you comfortable speaking in Japanese for 6 words?
Well,
the 6 words, by the way, to answer the question. They weren't just, 6 random words. He answered the question.
I'd like to think if I'm over there playing that kind of fanfare that he has, right?
Yeah.
So we got to make things, I forgot the Latin terms like cerebus plurum or something like that, all things being equal.
Mhm.
I would like to think in my mentality, I'm like, yeah, okay, figure this out, PR person. Ask me one question.
Yeah.
What's the question? How do you say this again? And I would practice it. I'd like to think that, but I can't speak Japanese. So
Yeah.
I'd probably be like, listen, you can put this in my face if you want to, but if you go off script,
And that's another good part of it. Like, was he absolutely prepared? Probably. Maybe. Maybe not. That's one thing you'll never know. But look at me, man. I've been speaking English for 25 years, and young Gavi joined us yesterday. I still can't say his name.
Gavi.
I still chop it up. I try to figure it out, So the point, I don't know. I'm impressed by it. Nobody else might be. That's okay.
Nobody else may be. And I'm sure other people are. Man, you're just a part of the fan club. He's your GOAT now.
Yeah.
And you stand up for your GOAT.
Amen.
I got a question, Casey Curry.
What you got?
So I'm going to go back to the trying of the MLB and the stuff that I didn't know with the All-Star game that I thought were cool elements of it.
Okay.
And it's just a simple mic up feature, and it was a bit more interactive with, the one picture with John Smoltz, like actually.
Alek Manoah.
Yeah. So, I like both of those things. In the NFL, something that they've done to continue to try to expand engagement with people here and probably around the world, but especially, in the U.S. and continue to grow that base and keep that solid, was the implementation of having the Manning brothers. And I know it's an ESPN thing, but the Manning brothers do their broadcast of the game, have interviews during the game, break things down.
Yeah.
Genius, right? I don't
Very
know who
good.
greenlit that, and I don't know who came up with the idea. I'm almost certain that they are promoted or they're made man in the organization. They could go anywhere right now, have that at the top of their resume because it is an amazing watch. Each week.
Yeah.
Each week it was an amazing watch. That's the thing about it. I thought the luster was going to, it was going to fall off, but it hasn't yet. And I just think because there's a wealth of knowledge there between Peyton and Eli and whoever else they bring on, right? And it's just great and engaging. And both of those guys, even Eli, lesser so than Peyton, but even Eli, you're like, you know what? Okay, I get it. You seem like you're real, but you're not. You're a funny dude, especially when you're getting on Peyton. So it works. If the MLB, and I don't know if they have something like that, but if they did have something like that, which retired individuals, give me two people that you'd be like, hey, this is the two people that would be able to make the same kind of transition that the Manning brothers have for the NFL games.
So they've tried, right? They do occasionally do this thing. It's not in it's kind of like the Mannings, but it's not as good. It's Michael Kay and Alex Rodriguez. And I think they missed. Listen, Michael Kay is good.
Okay.
He broadcasts the Yankees games on TV. Michael Kay is good. But to your point, I want players. I think, listen, I think I'm in the minority here too. I think A-Rod's very good. A-Rod, people can't get past the steroids. Okay. If that's where if you're going to draw the line there, more power to you. There are very, 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 very few humans on the planet that can hit a baseball like Alex Rodriguez could, and not with the power. Just the idea of reading the ball out of the hand and making contact. Alex Rodriguez is one of the few to ever live and who will ever live to be that good.
I agree. Yeah.
He knows exactly what he's talking about. So I think A-Rod's very good. Michael Kay is a good announcer. He's better in the traditional setting. So in this scenario, I'm keeping A-Rod, and it's low-hanging fruit probably if you watch baseball, but it's easy. Bro, give me Big Papi.
Okay.
Give me David Ortiz.
Okay.
Him and A-Rod have this relationship where it's very odd because they hated each other for a long time. Yankees, Red Sox.
Yeah.
And then they go on Fox and they go back and forth with each other, and it's great. If you put Papi in there, who, by the way, knows a thing or two about hitting, and you get A-Rod in there, I think it would be incredible.
Okay.
But you got to get them. We got to stop putting these things on ESPN, on broadcast television. Let me pay for it on ESPN Plus. I'll pay my $5 and let me hear what they're really thinking. You know what I'm saying? Amazon Prime's going to do that with Thursday Night Football. Yeah. I don't know who they're going to get. Hopefully they hit a home run. But I'm not saying we need to hear curse words every 5 seconds, but let me react to it as it happened. You know what I mean?
As if you're in the locker room or on the practice field. Because, and that's another good point. I know we got to hit a break soon, but that's another good point with the Mannings. They're able to craft it in a way that's easily digestible for the common person who watches that, the casual fan, or people who are more into it, like me and you, who are more into into football, and able to do it in a way that isn't quite. It's authentic, but it's authentic in a way that you can do it on broadcast television, as opposed to, you're right, I'd pay $10, a month or whatever in order to watch that, just to watch that right there in a setting where it's like, okay, guys, all bets are pretty much off. You can say exactly what you're thinking.
Because even those guys, I mean, we've seen it a little bit on accidental things that, Eli's accidentally went after Peyton a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you just get that unfiltered thing. Yeah, it'd be great. And I think at the same time, you're not losing into the integrity of like what they're telling you. Right. If anything, they're going to be like, you know, you're watching a game and something happens and Peyton's like, well, I don't know who ran the wrong route or who did this. You get Peyton in a scenario, he's like, I know that guy ran the wrong route. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
It would be more entertaining, but I think you'd still get the information. So, yeah, for baseball with that, I still think A-Rod would be very good, and I think David Ortiz is very good as well. And then if you need a pitcher perspective, a guy like Pedro is very good as well, Pedro Martinez.
Okay, yeah.
So, and then I think you can expand it from there. Like Derek Jeter, I don't know if he'd ever do that. I bet he'd be very good.
Oh, he'd be very good, but you're right. To get
Would
him
he get
on
there? That would be more like a guest. He's the guest,
exactly.
And I bet he'd be very good. So I'm telling, that's the way that things are going. Like, it is unpopular to be sitting like in our seats and say, hey, you know what's better? Cut out the guy that does our jobs and just put the athletes in.
Yeah.
Like, that's not something that people will, like, working here will agree with. But as the receiver, the viewer, the listener, is better.
Now, here's the deal, though. And I'm with you 100%. And I'm always like, if I'm sitting here with somebody who has played, especially in the actual league that I'm talking about, I'm going to give deference to them. If they say that the sky is green when they were playing, I'm like, the sky was green then. I mean, because who am I to tell you that I know better? I can give you some opinions from a layman's point of view, right, from my limited knowledge, but you're going to break it down for me. But there is going to be a role, even as we continue on in this form of, as Draymond Green says, new media, you know, with the second wave or third wave of former athletes coming into broadcasting, where it's going to be like Ernie Johnson is a great example of that. And he's been doing it for like 30 years, right? So he's been doing this for a long time. But that element where you still can give direction and you're still an important part of, you know, explaining things to the actual listeners, but it's a lot more of being the straight man. It's a lot more of being the setup guy. It's a lot more of keeping these guys, maybe, I don't want to say in order, but keeping the show, the direction on track. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you're not just a moderator. You're actually doing input as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm with you all the way, though. Give me athletes. Give me guys who can talk about it and do it at a high level.
Absolutely. I think when it comes to that, we can, in our scenarios, right, we can give our opinion. But I think what we're really out here doing, Brian Mills, is we're trying to entertain. Right. We want people to, we love sports. That's why we talk about it. But we're here to entertain you. We're here to give you what you think. And hopefully after you listen to at least us, you're like, you know what?
One of us knows what's going on.
One of us knows, but I kind of like listening to those guys. And that's why you listen to Action Sports Jacks Overtime. Right now, though, we need you to listen to the commercials because we got to keep the show going. We got to take a break. We'll be back. Action Sports Jacks Overtime on ESPN 690.
Hey, Mike, what are you doing way up on that ladder? You're going to hurt yourself.
Oh, I'm trying to unclog these gutters.
That's smart. I had water damage from my gutters last year. It cost me $10,000.
Wait, $10,000?
Yeah, and from over here, it looks like water's been pouring over your clogged gutters, and it's probably doing real damage to your foundation. You need to do what I did. Get off the ladder and call Leaf Filter.
Yeah, but I need to get these gutters flowing now.
That's why you need to call Leaf Filter. They'll clean and realign your gutters and install their exclusive micro mesh screen system so nothing gets in your gutters except water.
So Leaf Filter protects my house from damage and means no more gutter cleaning for me?
Bingo! Plus, Leaf Filter has an industry-leading lifetime warranty, so your gutters are covered for life.
Thanks, Frank. I'm calling Leaf Filter today.
Don't go another day with your home unprotected. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com right now for an extra 15% savings. Call 1-844-300-LEAF or go to tryleaffilter.com. That's 1-844-300-LEAF.
Never paint your house again.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. This hurricane season, call Rhino Shield today and receive 30% off your entire job. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again. Rhino Shield.
Men, if you suffer from erectile dysfunction or PE, experience the Prime Men's Medical Center difference.
I'm Dr. Brown. To help you last longer in the bedroom, Prime Men's Medical Center offers custom blended medications, with men lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer. And it's affordable.
Experience the Prime Men's Medical Center difference. See results on your first visit guaranteed or your exam is free. Call 904-664-8214. That's 904-664-8214.
All offers with approved credit and not in conjunction. See dealer for complete details. Make this the summer event.
Nothing's cooler than that new car smell or ice-cold AC while you're out for a summer drive in a brand new car or truck from Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. We've got the car, truck, or SUV you're looking for.
Need a new pickup?
Nothing's better than Ram. For a limited time, get 0% and save. Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington, 9600 Atlantic Boulevard.
In Florida, it's not if the storms are coming, it's when the storms are coming. And that's why you need the Chief. Jacksonville's chief meteorologist, Mike Burrish, with a proven track record of keeping local families safe. Rain, heat, hurricanes, flooding, tornadoes. We get it all. Just more reasons why you need the Chief. Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish, backed by the First Alert Weather Team. Only on CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax.
Baby boomers and retirees, stop the leftist smash and grab of your retirement savings. Take action now to shield your savings from socialism and volatile markets. National talk show host and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of The Hidden Wealth Solution will teach you how to get a head start to be retirement tax smart. Imagine learning proven strategies that are saving boomers and retirees thousands in unnecessary taxes. Visit taxessaved.com. Taxessaved.com.
Hey, I'm Carrie.
And I'm Bruce. We're the owners of Koala Insulation. That summer heat's right around the corner, and so are those high energy bills. Don't just sweat it out, do something about it. Call Koala Insulation today for your free evaluation. We don't quote over the phone or just poke our heads up in your attic. We do a full evaluation to include attic ventilation needs as well as insulation.
Give us a call at 904-679-6282 or online at koalainsulation.com.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school. That education got me to the first day at my dream job, which I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from the Army National Guard helped me buy my first house. I also know that I will be one of the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
Sponsored by the Florida Army National Guard, aired by the Florida Association of Broadcasters and this station.
Kelley Blue Book is the one-stop shop for pricing, fixing, selling, and instant cash offering. Instant cash offer is exactly what it sounds like. An official offer to buy or trade your car. Just enter your VIN or license plate, answer a few questions about your car's history, and what kind of condition it's in. In minutes, you'll receive an offer to sell or trade your car that you can be sure is fair. Then choose a dealer to purchase your car and schedule a time to meet. For all of the its, KBB.com.
Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe. You can watch us on CBS 47 and Fox 30. You can listen right here on ESPN 690. And you can subscribe to our YouTube and podcast, Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690. Action Sports Jax. Watch, listen, subscribe.
Unbelievable, Casey Kurtz.
What'd I do?
Unbelievable, Casey Kurtz.
I can't even imagine what I did this time.
Oh, nah.
Was it me?
I ain't hopping at you.
Let's get it.
Shaggy. Yeah, it wasn't me.
It don't matter who it was. I'll get after him with you.
Let me tell you something, man. Listen, this is what I appreciate Cox Media Group, Jacksonville.
Okay, maybe I can't get on them with you.
You want to know why? Because we have television and television and TV, right? Yeah, of course, we got both of those, right? And we got radio and television in one building. And it wasn't always like that, but they brought us together back in, I think it was 2018, 2019. I don't know when they finally brought everybody together.
Please tell me we're going after someone in TV.
And I thought that once we were brought together as one and united,
we're going after him. All right.
That things would be all gravy, all gravy, baby, but it's not. You want to know why?
Who we cooking?
Because your boy.
Is it a meteorologist?
I call him GOAT sometimes because he's doing GOAT level things as an anchor. But I got to tell you, man.
It's not a meteorologist.
I received a disheartening message from Benjamin Becker. Send Ben.
Send Ben. Yeah.
If you got an issue, send Ben.
Restaurant Report.
Okay, Restaurant Report, he be on their heads with it.
I saw the commercial last night.
Boy, I couldn't be a restaurant owner and I see Ben and a cameraman.
You know how pissed you have to be?
Oh, I'm closed. I'm closing my doors, man.
Yeah.
He about to tell my business out here, man.
Yeah.
Ben Becker just sent me a text message saying that Derek Jeter has no personality like LeBron has no heart. I tell you what, man.
Wow.
First of all, okay, LeBron would be an amazing broadcaster because as a GOAT, as the best to ever touch the basketball in a basketball court and put the ball in the hoop and be good at everything. Be good at everything. Even the free throws. You know how hard it is to make 75 to 80% of your free throws over a career time? Yeah. It's hard to do, man. On top of doing everything else, I know people want to knock him on that. That's fine, though. But listen, LeBron's heart is all there, okay? LeBron's heart has got him multiple championships. He got cheated out of a couple of championships because people want to combine teams together with 73-9 teams, 73-9 Golden State getting KD. But I'm not going off on that tangent.
J.R. Smith didn't know the score.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But the slander towards Derek Jeter.
Yeah.
It was no need.
Right?
I get you must not be a Yankees fan. I get Derek Jeter, because you can't say Derek Jeter don't have no heart. Can't say that.
Yeah.
Can't say you don't have the chips either. I don't know who your team is, Ben. Ben is a Ravens fan, so he must be an Orioles fan.
Why does he even get to comment then?
I don't know. Well, you're impressed by the Orioles, so you know.
I was, but
All I'm saying is I think Derek Jeter, as a guest, as you were saying, would be good on one of these. I don't think he would even do it, on a weekly basis.
No.
But I think he would be good, because the thing about it with the Manning broadcast is that they get off tangent sometimes. The game will start running, and sometimes they'll go and just start talking with the guests. And I think that would be intriguing with, David Ortiz, Alex Rodriguez, and Derek Jeter.
It'd be wild. I think it'd be interesting because I think with Jeter, Ben's right in terms of he wasn't interesting. He had no personality while he played. He never said nothing. Agreed. But since he's retired, you've seen a little bit of it. Then he gets on Twitter and he's subtweeting everybody. It's fantastic, world class. And now you got the documentary where we are going to see some more. We're also going to see how he really feels about Alex Rodriguez, which will be interesting because, there was, I don't want to say speculation, but there was a good amount of people that believe they didn't like each other for a while. I think we're going to find out if that was true. But to your point, if he's with A-Rod and he's with Ortiz in a situation, that's either going to be the most boring thing you've ever watched or it's going to be world class. Great or horrible.
Absolutely.
So I don't know which one it is, but I really want to find out because I love Jeter. So
cash it or trash it.
Tell them to bring me my money.
On Action Sports Jack's Overtime.
Let's do it.
You need the rules, Casey Kurtz?
I don't need the rules.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute, but I know the rules.
Okay, first up, baseball, Casey.
Yeah.
The AL East is the cream of the crop of baseball right now, record-wise. Okay? All 5 teams are 500 or better, unless that changed today. I don't think anybody played, right? Because they played the All-Star game yesterday.
Yep.
Okay. So now, I know you're impressed by the Orioles.
I am.
And I also know how unimpressed you are of the Yankees, by the Yankees. And the Rays are your boys, right?
Yes.
So cash it or trash it. The AL East will finish the regular season with all 5 teams at or above 500.
Trash it. I'm intrigued by the Orioles, but here's the thing. They all have to play each other. So inevitably, the Orioles are going to get beat up on by the Yankees a couple of times. Toronto's not this bad. I think the Rays have to get better. I'm not sure about Boston. Boston's like low-key a candidate where they might suck for real. Like, I don't know yet. So I think the Orioles at least will be right around. They could totally tank, but it would be so difficult for them to play each other as many times they have to everybody be at 500. The Yankees will be. I hope the Rays will be and Toronto will be. The other two, I'm not sure.
Okay, next up, home runs, Casey. The Yankees, Aaron Judge. The Phillies, Kyle Schwarber. And the Braves, Austin Riley, are 1, 2, and 3 when it comes to total homers so far this season.
Riley's third? Holy crap.
Yeah, 27. Cash it or trash it. None of those 3 will end the season as the home run leader.
Trash it.
Wow. 0 for 2. Let's go.
Wait, what? Me trashing it means that one of them will, right?
No.
Okay, cash it. Sorry.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Yeah, one of them will. I don't know which one. Judge is incredible. He's going to continue on. Schwarber just drops bombs. He's not incredible. He just hits a lot of home runs. Riley, I don't think it'll be Riley. I think it'll be either Schwarber or Judge because I'm not sure who else is even in that conversation or close by to catch Aaron Judge. Well, I know those 3, but I'm saying past those 3, I don't think there's anybody that can hit 25 and then catch him type thing. I think Judge will win it.
Gotcha. All right, next up, television. Casey, tonight the ESPYs are going down.
Yeah.
Steph Curry will be hosting.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to athletes hosting the ESPYs, I think the bar is set by Peyton Manning hosting in 2017. Did you ever watch that? Have you seen his opening monologue?
Yeah.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. He was getting at everybody. It was an amazing thing to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Cash it or trash it, Steph Curry will be just as funny as Peyton was hosting the ESPYs tonight.
Like, I have to trash it, but I want to cash it. Like,
I hope bring me my money.
I hope he's good. I think he has the potential to be good. I just don't know if he is. Because, like, every time Steph talks, it's like, well, the last time Steph talked, he was crying, because they won the title. I'm not mad at him for crying. But, like, Steph's so serious. Like, he takes everything so serious, I feel like. I hope he can get to that part of him that just, like, lets it rip on everybody, including his teammates. Mm-hmm. I'd love to see him getting after Draymond.
Okay. Hey, man, I'm just trying to figure out whether or not he's going to be able to have the timing. That Peyton thing, I'm going to go watch it after we're done here, too, just because I go back from time to time just to watch the Kevin Durant slander, to watch him put in the little product placement. It was such a great great monologue.
I agree with you. You think Steph's going to roast his parents?
Ooh, no mercy. It's just jokes, fam. It's just jokes.
I think he's got to.
All right, Case, I'm gonna make this the last one right here.
All
Video
right.
games, okay?
Yeah.
The running back ratings for Madden 23 are out for the top 10, and here are your top 5. Derrick Henry with a 97, Nick Chubb at 96, Christian McCaffrey at 96, Jonathan Taylor at 95, and Dalvin Cook at 94. Cash it or trash it, Jonathan Taylor is too low on this list.
Cash it.
Tell him to bring me my money.
I respect Nick Chubb. He is like the most undervalued dude of all time. He's getting picked, by the way, in fantasy. He's like a 3rd-round pick on average right now. People are stupid. I'll be picking Nick Chubb at 12 if I get the chance. I promise you that. But, yeah, it's Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor. I'll give you Nick Chubb. What's McCaffrey doing? He's played 10 games in 3 years.
That's my point, and that's my boy. I'm just like, I don't 96? know how you put him. I don't. He is a 96, but his injury is at 12.
Yeah.
That's why he's not 99. His injury is at 8.
Yeah.
Right now, it dropped forward between the last time I said it and just this time.
Who was the other one in front of Taylor? Or was Taylor 4?
Taylor was 4.
Who was 5?
5 was Dalvin Cook.
I'm okay with that. Dalvin Cook. I think Dalvin Cook could be in front of McCaffrey. McCaffrey just hasn't played, dude. Like, McCaffrey's such a problem in Madden because they make him so good. Which he is so good, but he just hasn't played. So, yeah, Jonathan Taylor, 2 at the lowest. I'm sticking with Derrick Henry at 1, though, for sure.
The rest, Mixon at 6.
What?
Alvin Kamara, Aaron Jones, Austin Eckler. And watch this. Ezekiel Elliott was 10th. I don't know. I know he had to go to break, but that...
Holy cow,
I don't
that's
know
horrible.
who said that one. And Eckler, how's he at 9? I'm sorry. I like his game so much. I'm sorry.
You know what's funny?
What?
Saquon gets hurt, and they're like, nah, fam, forget you.
34. Huh? You're 34.
Forget you. That's such a wild thing. Yeah. Man, what a disaster.
Madden.
We got to be better, Madden. Get like FIFA, which isn't great, but I love it. Anyway, we got to go to break. Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN690. We'll be right back.
Big, bigger, biggest. It's the Big One sales event, even on used, going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. That's over 400 used on the lot, all makes and models. Plus, Arlington's 30-day exchange program comes with your purchase. That's 30 days to love your purchase or exchange it. Big selection, big savings. The event going on now at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard. And online at arlingtontoyota.com today.
If you're thinking about selling your home before the summer gets away from you, now is the time. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry, so you can sell your home stress-free and make the most money. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home and skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs. Find out what your guaranteed offer would be. There's no obligation. Call 855-299-SOLD or go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today and start packing.
Certain restrictions apply.
Hey, Jacksonville, we need your help. It may be summer, but school is just around the corner. Hundreds of local homeless, at-risk, and low-income students need school supplies. One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union, is collecting school supplies through July 30th, so our most vulnerable kids can start the school year right. Be a good person and help us fill 350 backpacks this summer. Bring donations to your nearest One-to-One Financial branch. Learn more and find the closest branch at one-to-one-fcu.org. And don't forget, the school supply tax holiday is the last week of July. Thanks, Jacksonville.
This message is sponsored by the Florida Department of Health, the Florida Association of Broadcasters, and this radio station.
Before we left the hospital, my daughter received her newborn hearing screening. It only took a couple of minutes, and it was a painless test.
As a dad, nothing is more important than your child's health.
It was that initial screening that led to her early identification of hearing loss.
And as a result, we found out about our baby's rare condition, which allowed us to review treatment options quickly.
Go to FloridaNewbornScreening.com to learn more.
Never paint your house again.
Living in Florida, we don't really worry about the seasons except for one, hurricane season. And since your home is the most important asset, protecting your home with Rhino Shield against the harsh Florida weather is good for your house and it's good for your budget. This hurricane season, call Rhino Shield today and receive 30% off your entire job. The bottom line with Rhino Shield, you'll never have to paint again.
Rhino Shield.
Incubus invades Daly's Place next Tuesday night, and ESPN 690 has tickets to the show. Just log on to ESPN690.com and register to win the tickets. It's Incubus with special guest Sublime with Rome and the Aquadolls at Daly's Place.
Action Sports Jacks Overtime, ESPN 690. Couple minutes to go on a Wednesday. They call it Hump Day, I think. I think they still call it that. But anyway, it is Wednesday. This is Action Sports Jacks Overtime. Most importantly, this is ESPN 690. We appreciate you rocking with us all day. Coming up tonight, Spain and Fitz, ESPN programming. Jumbo Shrimp still off, back on a Friday. Tomorrow from 3 to 6, we doing a little Jags season preview. Hear from Trevor Lawrence in there. Travis Etienne, Andre Sisco. Hear from all of those folks. Also me, Brent, and the broadcast on Brian Middleton. You can hear from all of us from 3 to 6 tomorrow. And then there ain't nothing going on Friday. We taking Friday off. It is what it is.
Gonna be out of town.
Gonna be out, yeah. I got a soccer game to go to. Brent is already out of town. What you got going on this weekend?
I'm gonna be out of town.
Oh, you're going out of town too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm working on Friday, and then at Friday when I...
Where are you going?
I'm going to be in West Palm Beach.
I knew. Oh, he actually told me. West Palm Beach, what you doing?
I'll tell you in the break, man.
All right. Anyway, so nothing on Friday, and then we'll come back on Monday. Monday at 8 a.m.
Okay.
The Jacksonville Jaguars are going to practice football.
Ooh-wee.
For real.
Ooh-wee.
And we going to be there. And by we, I mean definitely Brent. I can go, but it's very early. Coming off the weekend. Are you going?
Is that like you're debating on whether or not you're going?
Yeah, or at least on Monday. Are you going?
Well, I got to work at 11, and I haven't heard anything about...
The parking, right?
Yeah, and I know you said
I'm
that you're
being held
carpooling.
hostage by the parking.
Like, is it that... Because I know they're selling tickets to this, so is there like a specific place for media?
No, there's no fans.
Well, what's the thing that I was looking at on the Jags? Okay.
Well, it's fake. I don't know.
Yeah, it must be.
All right, I'll look into that. So anyway, yeah, there's no parking. So like, I don't know if I'm going on Monday, but I probably should.
I'll work it out with Brent because I don't really know.
Work it out with someone that's not me. But anyway, the point of the story is training camp starts Monday. We're excited. We're back tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody. We will talk to you then. Remember, no show Friday, but the Shrimp are back on Friday. That's what we got for you. Have a good night, everybody.
What happened?
Honey, I'm home.
Don't honey me. I'm still mad at you.
I know, and I'm sorry. It's all my fault.
You and those cheap